Meaning, who's actually going to win it? Replacement batteries, and they've always got your battery solution. Get in the zone, AutoZone. We'll give you the rosters and head out to Salt Lake City to tip it off in game number 1 of our tournament-style bracket competition between Team Powell, Team Darren, Team Jason, and Team Joakim. This is the 2023 Jordan Rising Stars on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app.
By 3.
Joy to the holiday packages that keep coming at Jimenez Couriers.
It's coming your way, but the drop-off location is changing.
She needs delivery drivers with the gift of punctuality.
Anyone looking to pick up some overtime? Anyone?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
The all-new NBA app is happening and has you covered from coast to coast. And live tip-offs at your fingertips and highlights right as they happen. Steph Curry drills the three. Catch every can't-miss moment before, during, and after the game. And behind the scenes like you've never seen. It's all access, all the time. Get on to what you forget. All in one app. Because if it's happening in the new NBA app. So get the app today.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Providers help thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-511-3535. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-511-3535. 800-511-3535.
Are you kidding me? Gas prices are up again? Somebody has to do something.
Well, someone did. That's why I use Upside.
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that pays you back real money for every gallon of gas or diesel you buy. I just earned 25 cents back on every gallon of this tank.
Hold on. So the Upside app is free and you actually get cash back every time you use it? No strings attached?
Yep, it's awesome. Check it out. It only takes a couple of minutes to sign up.
Instead of just watching your dollars go into your tank, start putting money back into your wallet with the free app from Upside. With the price of gas today, it's big news and big money. To cash out of your Upside cash, just transfer it to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card. Upside users have already earned over $200 million. Now it's your turn. Download the free Upside app and get cash back on every gallon of gas. Use promo code EARN10 for an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. That's code EARN10. Use code EARN10 for an extra 25 cents per gallon back in your first fill-up. Cashback's not available in gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
This is the Jordan Rising Stars on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
And before we get up to Salt Lake City for the 2023 Jordan Rising Stars, game 1 of 3, remember, 2 semifinal games, if you will, plus the championship. Kevin Winter with you in our studios. I want to remind you of our full schedule of events for the weekend. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. It is one of the more popular nights on the NBA calendar. State Farm All-Star Saturday night, the Kia Skills Challenge, the Starry three-point contest, and, of course, we conclude tomorrow night with the AT&T Slam Dunk, and then we wrap it all up on Sunday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, with the 72nd NBA All-Star Game, Team LeBron against Team Giannis.
With the 4th pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the Sacramento Kings select Keegan Murray from the University of Iowa.
All right, Keegan Murray, one player. Jabari Smith was another player. Jabari Smith is a player who's going to be on Team Joakim Noah later on tonight. That's game 2. Joakim Noah, Team Joakim against Team Jason.
With the 1st pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the Orlando Magic select Paolo Banchero from Duke University.
And we get an opportunity to see the #1 overall pick on Team Powell. It is Team Powell against Team Darren. It is the first of our 3 Jordan Rising Stars games, our semifinals. The NBA on ESPN Radio is presented by Indeed. Need to hire quality candidates fast? You need Indeed. Their video interview tool makes it easy and effortless to meet with candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Again, the first and second year players have kicked off the All-Star weekend since 1994. We're just doing it in another variety of fashion in a different way. To Vivint Smart Home Arena, Vivint Arena in Salt Lake City with the call of our first event of the evening with Roscoe Wooding and PJ Carlissimo. Here's Mark Chester.
Kevin Winter, thank you very much. We welcome everybody to Salt Lake City, beautifully nestled with the Wasatch Mountains, just gorgeous surrounding this city. Glad to be our home for the next 3 nights. Kevin laid out the whole weekend for us, and this is one of my favorites. This is quickly becoming one of my favorites, especially, PJ, with all the talent here. We have a pool of players consisting of 21 rookies and sophomores, drafted into 3 7-player teams, 10 first-year players, 10 second-year players. They have an additional as well. And as Kevin mentioned, the 4th team, 7 NBA G League players. Each team has an NBA legend. We're going to play 2 semis without a clock, so it's a target score, and in the semis, it's 40 points, first to 40. The championship is 25. And let's get PJ Carlissimo's game plan brought to you by 5 Hour Energy. Remember college? 5 Hour Energy worked for you then. It still works for you now. Rediscover 5 Hour Energy. These guys, many of them, a lot closer to college than you or I, but looking forward to this matchup here tonight. And Team Powell, for my money, is loaded here this evening.
I'll tell you what, he did some job drafting. It appears to be a very, very loaded roster. Game plan, you better score quick. It's a target score. Games to 40, championship games are only going to be to 25, so you better get off to a good start. This isn't that, doesn't matter. We'll turn it up in the 4th quarter. There is no 4th quarter. Right now, you better get it done. I'm really anxious to see. I think the freshmen, our rookie group is a really outstanding group. I love the sophomore group. They've all improved since last year, but this rookie group is strong. I'm anxious to see how they do in comparison. It's not going to be rookies against sophomores, but I'm looking to see the rookies step up.
Each team with 7 players on it. In fact, we have 7 of the top 10 overall picks from the past 2 drafts in our 2 semifinals tonight. Let's give you the starting lineups for the games. For Team Powell, that's Pau Gasol, of course, the 2-time champ with the Los Angeles Lakers, 6-time All-Star, team being coached by David Adelman on the Denver Nuggets staff. They're going to start in the backcourt. Jose Alvarado, Jaden Ivey, Alvarado from the Pelicans, Ivey, the rookie from Detroit. Up front, Benedict Mathurin, the rookie from Indiana, Scotty Barnes. As PJ mentioned, the reigning rookie of the year from the Raptors, and perhaps this year's rookie of the year, Paolo Banchero from the Orlando Magic in the middle. For Team Darren, that's Darren Williams, who, of course, began his career here in Utah, 12 years in the league, 3-time All-Star, coached by Damon Stoudemire off the Celtics staff. Their backcourt to start will be Bones Highland, who began his career in Denver last year, just got traded to the Clippers. Trey Murphy III from the Pelicans, 2nd-year man. A.J. Griffin, the Hawks rookie, with Franz Wagner, the 2nd-year man from Michigan up front, and Walker Kessler. He got the loudest cheer, PJ. He's the Utah Jazz 7-foot center rookie.
As he should have. These fans have always been loyal, and one of the guys they've been most loyal to is sitting to our right, John Stockton, with his wife, Nada.
You got Stockton and Malone in the house
We were
tonight?
on John Stockton Drive this afternoon.
That's a good point.
It was enjoyable. I'll tell you what I'm also looking forward to. These guys are happy. This is their night. They don't have to go against those guys they're going to be playing on Sunday night. Good to go against the young guys.
And many of them hoping to get to Sunday night, and many playing Sunday night began in this Rising Stars game. Our officials, Brandon Adair, Ashley Moyer, Gleesh, C.J. Washington. The center jump is controlled by Team Darren. They're in white uniforms going from our left to right as we describe it for you, with Bones Highland, the newly minted Los Angeles Clipper, dribbling across the top. Walker Kessler, big smile as he tries to set a pick. Now they go to Wagner, dribbling inside, passes to the corner. A ball fake by Murphy out to the top. Highland, Bones the 3, off the rim, no good, and Banchero has the first rebound.
Didn't take long for Bones to get the first shot up.
He is a man that sounds liberated in Los Angeles. Team Powell in the gold uniforms tonight. They got the purple numbers. It's a lob pass for the top, caught by Benedict Mathurin. Tried to save it on the end line. It was too high, and his pass to the top is intercepted by Griffin. AJ works it around to the corner. Bones Highland finds Wagner. Franz shoots the three. It's a miss and a rebound by Banchero. 2 3-point misses for Team Darren. 2 rebounds for Banchero, the rookie out of Duke. Mathurin lights up a three from the corner. That's no good. Flying in the offensive rebound, Alvarado hits the cutting Mathurin, who's fouled on his way to the rim. And he will shoot a pair. Individual fouls, PJ, will be kept, but a player will not foul out of the game. That's been a standard rule since this started in the 90s. All rules that normally apply to the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter will go into effect when the leading team reaches 8 points from the target score.
Jinx, my good friend Benedict, right now, number 1 rookie free thrower at 83%. There we go.
Wide right on the first free throw.
One of our NBA Academy graduates from the LATAM. Played 2 years at the University of Arizona and really was outstanding for Tommy Lloyd's Wildcats last year.
There is a basketball community that's starting to grow in Montreal, Quebec, as Mathurin hits the second, splitting the pair. Mathurin was the first player from Montreal taken in the draft lottery.
And by way of Haiti, has relatives in Haiti representing 2 countries.
AJ Griffin tries a long three, miss. It's an offensive rebound to Kessler. Out to the wing, a triple's good for Trey Murphy, who hits at a 40% clip during the regular year.
He's over Alvarado, a tough time already.
3-1, Team Darren. Banchero, hands in his face, hits a deep two from the left baseline.
Really tough shot. Franz Wagner was right on him, and Paulo just kind of leaned a little further back.
3-3 score. We're playing to 40 in the first semi. Highland finds a seam, drives, tried the reverse, couldn't finish. Coming down with a head of steam the other way. Jaden Ivey right to the rim and puts it in.
Wow, Jaden Ivey, that was, he went into overdrive right there.
He got an extra gear, doesn't he?
Certainly does.
Jaden Ivey.
Well for the Pistons.
Played out of Purdue and the Pistons' number 5 pick. Here's AJ Griffin, the marksman, missing again from 3. It's Adrian's son out there. Down floor, nice catch by Barnes, and a better pass down low, and a basket for Jose Alvarado.
Really good look by Scotty Barnes. He had to thread that pass in there.
7-3, Team Powell leading Team Darren. Team Darren dribbling across with Franz Wagner to Bones Highland at the top against Mathurin. Takes him off the dribble, lost the handle, out of bounds, and off the thigh of Bones Highland, out of bounds to Team Powell.
Bones has never been known to be bashful.
He had a good finish to his first year in Denver. Here's Alvarado right to the rim, blocked by Kessler. But Team Powell comes up with a Banchero lefty layup is good.
Sweet move. Paulo Banchero is so big and strong, but he can move, he can put it on the floor, and he can finish.
4 points for Banchero. It is 9-3, Team Powell leading. Franz Wagner will work it across to the left side. AJ Griffin takes another three, and that one he rainbows in finally. You can see him shaking his head.
He's not bashful either. His father was an excellent player for us at Seton Hall, Adrian.
9-6 off that make. Team Powell still leading. No look past Banchero, down low to Barnes. Reaching from Griffin, no foul. Barnes gets through it and stuffs it home.
And that could have been an and one. Scotty Barnes is so strong.
Steal, Alvarado at the baseline. Tried to hit the cutting Mathurin, couldn't come up with it. Now sends it over to the repositioned Alvarado, missing a triple. Long rebound, Wagner. Here comes Team Darren. Highland, hesitation move, down low. Gets clean to the rim and scores.
Jose Alvarado's like a one-man press. Well, Team Powell, he's down picking up every time, trying to steal the inbounds pass.
Jaden Ivey getting deep that time for an easy bucket. His hesitation and speed is impressive. Jaden Ivey giving Team Powell the 13-8 lead. Here's Kessler, the big 7-footer, trying a three. No. Offensive rebound, kicked out to Kessler. Now drives it deep, reverse layup, yes. And a big smile on Walker Kessler's face, the number 22 pick in the draft.
Cheerleader over here to the right, Lowry Marketing, sitting next to John Stockton. He's up every time Walker touches the ball.
Utah Jazz All-Stars. Jaden Ivey misses short on the three. Rebound, Team Darren. Loading up for a giant jam. Trey Murphy. Murphy got up high and threw it down hard. Team Darren within one.
I think Murphy is a good deep shooter. He was on top of the rim that time.
Here's Alvarado crossing into the lane, stops on a dime in the restricted area, finds Scotty Barnes, had his shot blocked by Kessler.
It's 2 already for the best rookie shot blocker in the NBA.
Highland to Griffin, thought about a 3, gives it to Bones. He'll shoot the triple, missed it off the rim, rebound Barnes. Team Powell's lead down to 1. Here they come to Ivy, shovels it to Matherin in the left. Inside the arc dribble with the right hand, now dances back beyond the arc against Griffin. Takes him off the dribble, wards him off, gets the space. His shot goes in and out, no good. Kessler can't grab it. Banchero tried to hit it off of Kessler, got it to Banchero, or rather to Alvarado, whose shot was knocked out of the cylinder by Kessler, and they'll count the 2 points, I believe, for Jose Alvarado.
Yeah, they are. I thought that was a good block.
And so did the crowd here in Utah. And that brings us to our first timeout. We're playing to 40 in the first semifinal. Team Powell 15, Team Darren 12. This is the Jordan Rising Stars on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, presented by Indeed.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, perfect for seeing Taylor Swift the Eras Tour. Presented by Capital One. Oh, I do love her. Earn 5 times miles on flights and 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel.
Enjoy your stay in Suite 13.
Whoa, 13? That's Taylor's lucky number. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Progressive is America's #1 motorcycle insurer, so we understand motorcycles. No, really, we have a bike translator.
Okay, so this bike feels like he's capable of a little more than just trips to the convenience store. Oh, also, he wants to let you know that you can buy a gallon of ice cream instead of a pint every time. Those are his words. So he said roughly like, blink the last wheel. It doesn't really translate, but the way he said it was super funny.
Get 24/7 roadside assistance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Roadside assistance subject to policy terms and limits and may require comprehensive coverage.
The Dominique Foxworth Show.
I believe that most quarterbacks and probably more players are failed than the players themselves not being good. It's the coaches and the situation failing them. I was just thinking that we should start the Shanahan test or the Andy Reid test. When we start talking about players stink or players are bust, especially offensive players, just ask yourself, what would he look like in San Francisco or in Kansas City?
Check out the Dominique Foxworth Show anywhere you get your podcast.
God, I'm saying wow. Basketball Signature Showcase. NBA All-Star brings the hype to Salt Lake City. And the NBA All-Star Draft presented by Jordan Brand. This is going to be epic. And the Inside Crew calling the game on TBS.
Here we go. This is how you put on a show.
NBA All-Star presented by Kia. Coverage begins February 19th on TNT.
This is the Jordan Rising Stars on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
First semifinal, Team Powell 15, Team Darren 12. Here in Utah with the Disney Bundle, stream Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus. Terms apply. See DisneyBundle.com for detail. Our guest, Jaden Ivey, the Pistons rookie playing for Team Powell.
Yeah, Caspi, 7 years ago when I was still a local reporter for the Golden State Warriors, Niele Ivey, Jaden Ivey's mother, who is a head coach at Notre Dame now and was in the WNBA, at that time asked if I could introduce her young son to Stephen Curry. So today before the Rising Stars game, he came up to me and said, remember that? Remember introducing me to Steph? Now I'm at All-Star and playing in the Rising Stars game. He gave all praise to his family. He was very reflective. Everybody's here, mom, dad, grandma, grandmother. He's representing today for them. He said before the game, they all went to lunch together, and he told me it was important to him. He got his passion and his fire from his mom, Niele, and he's been observing her when she was a player and now as a coach.
Thank you, Roz. She's an incredible player, incredible athletic family.
How about Coach? How about that win last night, Notre Dame?
That's right.
Over Louisville
Great
at
point.
the buzzer.
Yep. Right here, Team Powell 15, Team Darren 12. We have some substitutions. Franz Wagner still in, shoots a 3, misses it, and it's rebounded for Team Powell. And Keegan Murray, the number 4 overall pick of the Sacramento Kings, having a pretty good rookie season. So is Paolo Banchero's got it now, left of the circle, still in the game. dribbling at the head of the key, 10 to shoot, rises, hand in his face jumper, in and out. And the rebound to Bones Highland of Team Darren, which has been trailing all evening long so far. Hesitation move out to Alperin Şengün from Houston. He tries a topside three, no good. Rebounded by Banchero. Paolo into the front court, knocked away by Bones Highland, saved at half court by Keegan Murray for Team Pau. In the gold uniforms, to Banchero on the right. Now to Andrew Nembhard. His first shot is a miss. Scotty Barnes on the offensive rebound, couldn't put it up at point blank. Banchero saves at another offensive board and a fresh 14-second shot clock. Now to Alvarado, and he nails the triple from the wing.
I tell you what, Jose Alvarado, as he does for the Pelicans, he's all over the court.
18-12, Team Pau, and Ayo Dosunmu is an injury replacement. His first shot is a three-pointer good.
I was surprised he wasn't picked. He's played very well for the Bulls.
Yeah, he might have been the first snub. Here's Alvarado with the runner, missing it. Offensive rebound, Barnes. Team Pau crushing it on the offensive glass. Skip pass somehow gets through the lane. Now to Banchero, drives right to the rim and lays it in.
Olay defense on that one. They got out of Paolo's way. It's not a bad decision. That is a big, strong man.
And Caro's got 6. Team Pau leading by 6, 20-14. Highland, slam dunk, found a seam, drove it hard. Nobody there to stop him. Bones Highland. On the other end, it's a three-pointer by Murray, no good. Tapped out, another offensive rebound. Banchero's three from the baseline misses. Dosunmu of the Bulls with a rebound. Down floor. Finds Wagner all alone. Right wing three is a miss and rebounded by Murray.
Murray's clearing up the boards. He's the best three-point shooter in the rookie class so far this year.
Gives it to Jose Alvarado, driving right by Murphy, right to the rim to lay it in. You know, we got a lot of guys that are high draft picks here. Jose Alvarado self-made as Dosunmu misses the three from the wing. Undrafted player who's making his mark in New Orleans. He's got the ball now. Here's Alvarado's three, missed it, rebounded that time by Team Darren. Down for Trey Murphy, pulls for three, misses it long and to the right.
That was deep. He was closer to John Stockton than he was the three-point line.
Keegan Murray will initiate the offense for Team Pau, leading 22-16. We're playing to 40. Here's Murray, off angled shot, missed. Şengün has it, the Rockets' second-year man from Turkey. Cuts from the right wing into the lane. Thought about a pass, saw he was clean, missed the six-footer. Scotty Barnes has it coming from right to left. Fires a pass. Alvarado grabs it. Layup is good. What a start for Jose Alvarado, who's got 11.
Alvarado and Jaden Ivey are playing at a different speed than almost everybody else. They're getting up and down the floor.
24-16. Team Pau, the lead. Here's a pass to the baseline cutting. Trey Murphy with another slam dunk. He's getting loosened up for the AT&T slam dunk tomorrow night. Murphy, one of 4 first-time contestants. Part of State Farm All-Star Saturday night. We'll have it for you on ESPN Radio. Staying in with 3. Banchero drills one from outside.
He takes a look over to his buddy from Seattle, Jamal Crawford, doing this game for Turner Network.
Got a lot of Seattle in the house, including the man on the microphone right next to me, Mr. Carlissimo.
Apollo played in Jamal's league. This Bones Highland beating up from deep. Jamal Crawford is the patriarch of the Summer League in Seattle, and Paulo's played in that a couple of years when he was in high school.
27-21, Team Pau and Banchero ball handling. No look to Nembhard down low. Knocked away by Şengün. And here comes Team Darren. Nice escape dribble at half court. Bones Highland thought about passing. Spins. Gives it up to Şengün, who had it tapped away. Andrew Nembhard fires to Alvarado. Deep corner. Thought about a three, but Wagner got there defensively well. Now passes to Nembhard, the Pacers rookie. Behind the back, beautiful to Alvarado, who's got 13 points. Team Pau is 11 points away.
That pass had better be on SportsCenter tonight.
That was a gorgeous no-look behind the back as Bones Highland circled the rim twice on a three. Rebounded by Barnes, dribbling, no-look Nembhard into the lane. Fouled by Highland. And then he grabs Nembhard to make sure he doesn't land.
Jose Alvarado was actually, Kesty, coming toward us. He was dribbling from the baseline, kind of on an angle toward the sideline, and he saw the cutter, and without even turning, threw a beautiful behind-the-back pass, delivered it right in stride for the layup.
Andrew Nembhard will go to the line. First one is good. Team Pau is 10 points away. They're up 30-21. We'll get a couple of substitutions for Team Darren, but not before a timeout. Here in Utah, the first of our 2 semifinals, Team Pau 30, Team Darren 21. You're listening to the Jordan Rising Stars on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, presented by Indeed.
Chris Canty and Chris Carlin are Canty and Carlin.
So first off, the minimum you're supposed to be spending for a quality barber is $100. $100? I mean, the dye that the barber is putting in Jalen Rose's head, that must be real expensive stuff, cuz. There ain't no way in hell a haircut's supposed to cost you $100. Ain't no way. Now, I ain't trying to disparage anybody that's trying to get their money. I'm all about people trying to get paid. But $100 for a haircut, especially when you go in every single week, ain't no way, partner. I don't have. First of all, Carlin, you can't chime in on this conversation.
But I can. I was at the barber, and I went to a new barber, and they screwed up my beard, so I had a chin strap for a few weeks.
But it's not like they're cutting anything else on your head. You have no hair.
They have to use a shaver. They actually have to use a shaver that is called the Balder.
Oh, that takes so much skill.
Yeah, it does a whole lot for your self-esteem as well.
Canty and Carlin, weekdays at 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Headlines and hot takes, they have their place. But at our podcast, ESPN Daily, we don't just skim the surface of sports. Dude, I mean, this clearly transcends blood feuds, rivalries, sports. This is something far, far deeper than that. I'm your host, Pablo Torre, and every day we try to dive into the stories behind the athletes.
The picture of him in the dugout afterwards just looked like a guy who'd had his heart ripped out.
Listen to ESPN Daily wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, I'm Field Yates, host of First Draft. Join me and Mel Kiper Jr. Should be QB1. And Todd McShay.
Once he does, and I assume he will, I think he's got a chance to be a really good starter in the league.
And a reminder, this year, every Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, we come at you live. You want to watch on the ESPN YouTube page, you want to watch on the ESPN app, you want to watch on Twitter, live content every Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, or find us wherever you get your podcasts.
This is the Jordan Rising Stars on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Mark Kestisher, PJ Carlissimo, Roz Golden-Woode, Kevin Winter in the studio, our entire ESPN Radio crew, just getting our All-Star Weekend coverage underway from Salt Lake City, Utah. First of two semifinals, both being played to 40 points. Team Powell 30, Team Darren 21, and already, PJ, an early MVP candidate today.
Without question, Jose Alvarado, 13 points, a rebound, assist, and 2 steals. One from the other team, one from his own team. He intercepted a pass that was going cross court, and he made a good play out of it. He's played really well. Trey Murphy, the third, and Bones Highland, 7 apiece for Team Darren, who we got a chance to say hello to. My old buddy from 2 years, one in Jersey, one in Brooklyn. Darren Williams played really well for us. 49 wins. Darren Williams was the man.
He walked over to see you during the break, 3-time All-Star, had 4 seasons where he averaged double-digit assists. As Nemhard's second free throw goes in for Team Powell, 9 points away, leading by 10.
Darren Williams is one of the elite guards in the league for many years. They love him still here in Utah.
Here's Ayo Dosunmu for Team Darren. Drives to the free throw line, rises and connects on a jumper.
You know, I had Ayo twice in college. I didn't remember him being this tall. He looks bigger.
He looks thicker, that's for
than
sure.
I thought he was at Illinois.
6'4", they list him at 200. He's playing for Jalen Green, who has a left groin strain. 8-point lead for Team Powell in possession. Mathurin, left corner, dribbles inside the arc against A.J. Griffin. Now between the legs dribble, hops back beyond the arc, and drains the 3.
I was surprised he passed on it in the first place, Custy. He's a really improved shooter. Even from his freshman year, the first year he was at Arizona, he's become a very reliable deep shooter.
And Team Powell is 6 points away, and a Team Powell steal. Bancaro in the air, leaves it for Mathurin, glides to the rim, fouled behind by Alperen Şengün, and 2 free throws coming with Team Powell leading 34-23 with the target score at 40. The young Pacers starting to put on a show here. Andrew Nembhard and Benedict Mathurin.
I'll tell you what, not that they're struggling, but Gonzaga, Nembhard was really a critical player for Mark Few. They got a lot of other people back. They're still going to be a major factor in the NCAA tournament, but I think a lot of people now realize just how good Andrew Nembhard was. And talking about the young guys in that team.
Yeah.
These Benedict Mathurin, Nembhard, Tyrese, Look at this.
Oh, Matherin intentionally missed the second free throw, tried to chase it down. It goes out of bounds, and I could not see the baseline ruling, but I think they're going to say last touched by Team Darren.
Got the ball. He did not learn that in the NBA Academy, I will assure you.
Well, he hit the first, so it was 35-23. Team Powell is 5 points away, and they've got it here. Keegan Murray a three, no good. Rebounded by Trey Murphy.
He is some shooter, and that is some team he plays with. Sacramento.
Yes.
Boy, they are explosive.
Here's Murphy. Baseline jumper on the fade is a miss. Rebound Murray. Long court outlet to Matherin. Great pass, great catch, wraparound layup. Team Powell 3 points away.
Boy, what a beautiful pass. That's a full court pass from Murray, and he is cleaning up the board.
Matherin has 7 points. Steal at half court, nearly stolen by Nembhard. Instead, DeSumo alley-oop to Murphy, who skies and flushes.
Murphy's ready for tomorrow?
He's ready for tomorrow. Here's a three for Matherin, missing from the right, rebounded by Griffin and Team Darren. 37-25. Team Powell is 3 points away. Griffin got it blocked on the perimeter by Nembhard. A three-pointer would win it here for Team Powell. Here's Nembhard dribbling inside the arc, outside to Murray. Sidestep three for the win. Got it! Team Powell wins 40-25. Keegan Murray with the game-winning three.
He was not going to miss 3 threes in a row. There's no question about that. He is some pure shooter.
Keegan Murray in his first year with the Sacramento Kings, averaging 12 points a game, 42% from three-point land. I know he said he is big-time friends out in Sacramento with Kevin Huerter, who's going to be in the three-point contest tomorrow, and both those guys are pretty good marksmen.
There's a bunch of marksmen on Mike Brown's team.
So Keegan Murray wins it, and they will take on the winner of Team Joakim and Team Jason. Right now, let's go to Roz Golden Woodegg.
Powell, congrats on the win. How fun and game-changing was the speed of Jose Alvarado and Jaden Ivey?
Yeah, I mean, these guys are amazing. I told them, if you bring the energy, you bring the competitiveness, and Jose's, that's what he does, right? So he got us going. And Ivy also got us going too, attacking the rim. You got to be in attack mode in these games, right? And that's how we won the game.
The speed was exciting, but also eyes were on the number 1 draft pick here, and he lived up to it. What about Paolo? What stood out to you?
Special talent, right? I mean, he's got incredible size, skills. You see the ball handling. You see the shooting, the step backs, the threes. I mean, he's got a complete package to be a superstar in this league.
I'm talking to a legend in you, also someone who has played with other legends. I think of Kobe Bryant. All of these young players here are talented and have big potential. But in your experience, what is it that differentiates those who become the best of the best and the most elite in the NBA?
Well, the ones that are truly and fully committed to it, right? The ones they're going to go all in, and they're going to put in the work and do whatever it takes to be the best that they can be. The ones that come up every day to work, pushing themselves, pushing each other, pushing their teammates. Those are the ones that are special. And let's see if these young guys, some of them can do that.
These all-stars, it's so interesting seeing the scope of stars here. Some have been 7 or 10-time all-stars. And then you got guys like these, some of them it's their first time. What made it special for you, your first all-star appearances?
Well, I mean, this is a celebration of basketball, right? So when my first all-star appearance, even as a rookie, on the rookie and sophomore game, was in Philadelphia. And then I went to Atlanta and played that game. And it's beautiful to be a part of this. You're tired of it. The season is rough. I'm not saying that, but being part of this is special. And you're amongst the best in the league. You want to be amongst the best in the league. And then once you make it to the big game, now that's the level that you want to be in. And that's what you want to work for and strive for.
Thank you, Pau. So nice to see you.
Good to see you.
All right, guys.
Thank you, Roz. Pau Gasol, the architect of Team Pau, and also a finalist for the Basketball Hall of Fame, which will be announced in April, and he should be a shoo-in.
He and his brother were something else. I tell you, I often think back, like what his parents thought those two guys were playing out in the driveway, assuming they had a hoop in the driveway over in Spain. Boy, did they turn out to be not good, excellent players. And I hope Powell makes it in because he's a deserving Hall of Famer.
Team Powell will face either Team Joakim or Team Jason. Our second semifinal is coming up. Team Powell beating Team Darren 40-25 on the Keegan Murray game-winning three. Game 2's up next. This is the Jordan Rising Stars on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app presented by Indeed.
Netflix, Amazon Prime, HBO, Showtime. Do you feel like your streaming subscriptions are out of control? Why not start the new year off right and cancel the ones you're not using? Enter the Rocket Money app. Rocket Money organizes your subscriptions by due date and notifies you when something is coming up. From there, decide whether to keep it or cancel it with just a tap. To find out more about Rocket Money, go to rocketmoney.com/gameday or download the Rocket Money app from the Apple app or Google Play stores. Rocket Money, the finance app that works for you.
The basketball and hockey seasons are heating up. Baseball is just around the corner, and nothing beats seeing your favorite team live. Not only does Vivid Seats have great ticket prices, they're also the official ticketing partner of ESPN. And with Vivid Seats rewards, when you buy 10 tickets, you get the 11th free. Download the app or visit vividseats.com today. Vivid Seats. Life happens live. Receive a reward credit equal to the average price of the 10 tickets purchased, excluding taxes, fees, and processing costs. See vividseats.com/rewards for terms and conditions.
This is it. Enough dreaming about growing my business online. It's time to get serious about selling in my style, as big as I want to grow, because there's nothing I can't do. It's time to get Shopify.
You go and get it.
Oh, oops. I thought I was just talking to myself there. But heck yeah, I do. It's time to take my business to the next level. Start selling with Shopify to join the commerce platform revolutionizing millions of businesses worldwide. Packed with industry-leading tools ready to ignite your growth, Shopify gives you complete control over your business and your brand. From templates that make site design simple to customizations that let you grow at your pace. This is possibility powered by Shopify. Get a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/play. That's shopify.com/play. Go to shopify.com/play to take your business to the next level today.
This is the Jordan Rising Stars on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Kevin Richard with you inside our studios, the Jordan Rising Stars on ESPN Radio, brought to you by AutoZone. What makes AutoZone America's #1 battery destination? Because they offer free battery testing and charging and reliable replacement batteries, and they've always got your battery solution. Get in the zone, AutoZone. We are in between games here at the Jordan Rising Stars. One semifinal, if you will, is in the books.
Jaden Ivey misses short on the three. Rebound Team Darren. Loading up for a giant jam. Trey Murphy. Murphy got up high and threw it down hard. Team Darren within one.
Trey Murphy had 9 for Team Darren. That's Darren Williams. Again, the way they're selected, honorary coaches, former NBA players, selected players of the first and second year caliber. 21 first and second year players available to 3 rosters. However, Team Darren got outdone by Team Powell.
Passes to Nembhard, the Pacers rookie. Behind the back, beautiful to Alvarado, who's got 13 points. Team Powell is 11 points away.
Jose Alvarado had those 13 points on 6 of 10 shooting for Team Powell. Again, it's only a roster of 7. You do play to an Elam ending where you've got a target score. The target score in this instance was 40.
Here's Nembhard dribbling inside the arc, outside to Murray. Sidestep 3 for the win. Got it! Team Powell wins 40-25. Keegan Murray with the game-winning 3.
Keegan Murray knocks down his only basket of the game. Nembhard had 2 off the bench. The way it works out, Alvarado with 13, Paolo Banchero with 9, and Team Pau Gasol, who were the odds-on favorites according to Caesar Sportsbook to win this event, they have taken home semifinal number 1, 40-25. Team Pau picks up the victory over Team Darren. It's now time for today's player resume, brought to you by Indeed. Hiring in a flash. Visit Indeed.com/credit. So the second semifinal is Team Joakim against Team Jason. Team Jason is filled entirely with G League players. So in a matter of moments, Roz Goldenwood, PJ Carlissimo, and Mark Testisher are going to introduce all of us to a list of 7 players that I'm not sure many know about. Testy, PJ, Roz, back to you at Vivint Arena in Salt Lake City.
All right, Kev, thanks a lot. And yeah, the Ignite program has sent a number of players on to the NBA draft. Scoot Henderson, we actually saw in this Rising Stars game last year, and now he's playing in his second year with Ignite. And so they've got 4 guys from the Ignite team They got 3 other guys who play mostly in the G League, playing on two-way contracts, including Kenneth Lofton Jr. from Memphis, Scottie Pippen Jr., you may recognize the name, from Los Angeles. And until yesterday, actually it was a couple days ago, Mac McClung was a Delaware Bluecoat, and he just got signed by the 76ers to a two-way. He was going to be the first G League player to participate in the slam dunk, but technically he's now a member of the 76ers.
That he is. And it's going to be interesting to watch because you've got Team Ignite. I mean, these guys play together in the G League, so they've got an advantage in that they play games together all year. Now, pure talent, there's a couple guys that are going to be first-round picks on Team Ignite. Scoot Henderson is for sure, and I think Leonard Miller may also be a first-round pick in the draft. But it's going to be interesting to see whether that advantage of playing together in the G League season comes into play because they're against a more talented roster.
Well, before we get you the starting lineups for our second semifinal, let's check in across the way with Roz.
Hey guys, before the game, I actually had a chance to chat with Scoot Henderson, and we talked about the G League Ignite and the experience. And he told me, I'm really happy with my decision to take my career down this path. He said, look, the fact that I'm here speaks for itself. The countless opportunities I get. I could have been in college. Instead, I'm here. And then he talked about the lessons he's getting. He said, I enjoy my financial classes. I'm taking a real estate class. I'm getting real life skills. And you learn what's going on the court and off of it. He feels very prepared for his career as a professional into the NBA and beyond.
Roz, thank you very much. Team Joakim. Joakim Noah, of course, is the honorary coach. Ben Sullivan on the Boston Celtics staff will be coaching that team. Team Jason is for Jason Terry, the Jet, still looking great. 19 years in the league. He's 45 years of age. He now is here in Salt Lake City, a Utah assistant with Will Hardy. There's so many Boston ties now out here and around the NBA. Ryan Saunders, one-time Minnesota Timberwolves coach, a Denver assistant, will be coaching.
Ryan Saunders is an excellent coach. He did a good job when he was in Minnesota. You're talking about Jet ties. Let's mention Seattle also.
Oh, that's right.
You know where Jason is from, please.
I'm scanning now to see if I have any Seattle guys. We got Tari Eason.
Thank you.
Another Seattle guy who was an injury replacement for Jalen Duren. We were to have two Piston players in the Rising Stars, and Jalen Duren has a right ankle sprain, so will not participate. We're still waiting on the starting lineups for both way, but we can tell you Team Joakim also has a couple of Oklahoma City players, Josh Giddey, Jalen Williams, one of the two Jalen Williams rookies in OKC. This is the Santa Clara Jalen Williams, the smaller 6'6" guard. They call him J-Dub. He rose up the draft ranks, and he has had a really good start in OKC at over 12 points.
The Thunder are having an excellent year. We're going to get a chance to watch Josh Giddey here, another academy grad alongside his teammate. But I'll tell you what, get used to not knowing the starting lineup, because Sunday we're going to find out the starting lineup right before the game. It's choose your own. We're back on the playground, and who you taking, who am I taking? Kesty will find out. So starting lineups are going to come at the last minute.
That'll be a lot of fun. I've gotten a lot of offers from different play-by-play guys across the country of how are you going to put your charts together? Well, we'll do it on the fly. You know, the upper deck here, PJ, at Vivint Arena was filled probably about a half hour before the first game started. The lower bowl is filling in, and I'm starting to see a lot more celebrities. Dominique Wilkins is here. Saw Donovan Mitchell, the one-time Utah Jazz. A lot of folks coming over from the celebrity game up at the Huntsman Center.
Yeah, Joe D, of course, is here working with the league now. The great Joe Dumars. You mentioned John Stockton sitting courtside. I'll tell you, when they acknowledge him, this place will light up a little bit later. And look what we have, Kesty.
We got some starting lineups here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go with Team Joakim. They've got Quentin Grimes of the Knicks, Josh Giddey of Oklahoma City up front. They've got Jabari Smith Jr., the number 3 overall pick, rookie from the Houston Rockets on the front line, with Jeremy Sohan, the rookie forward
who can play
for San Antonio, and the second-year man, Evan Mobley, the center from Cleveland. For Team Jason, up front, Mac McClung will be in the slam dunk contest tomorrow. Scottie Pippen Jr., is that a number change? He wears number 14 for the LA Lakers. They got him listed with a number 2. We're scanning. We'll find that out.
Wearing number 2.
Wearing number 2, so I'm going to put that in my chart here. Yep. Kenny Lofton Jr., two-way with the Memphis Grizzlies, is in the middle. Scoot Henderson, who looks like he'll be the number 2 pick in the draft come June from G League Ignite. He's on the front line with Leonard Miller, who's also expected to go somewhere late in the first round. Miller at 6'10" from Toronto, Canada.
G League Ignite are strong. Again, they play together. They play in the G League as a team, but that team they're playing against is pretty talented. Evan Mobley, I'll tell you what, Evan Mobley, one of the best sophomores. We saw Scotty Barnes quietly got 8 rebounds and 4 assists in the first game, and he's a major contributor for the Raptors and Nick Nurse, as is Evan Mobley for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Team Joakim is in the Carolina blue uniforms, Team Jason in the black unis, and the center jump is controlled by Team Joakim. And here we have Josh Giddey dribbling on top of the arc. It's a lob play on the first. Evan Mobley a little too high, even with those long extendo arms. Couldn't convert. Comes Team Jason the other way. Going for the wraparound, Doug Scoot Henderson, who got fouled. Henderson has some ups at 6'2", and he was about to show them off.
I'll tell you what, I thought that was a good block by Jabari. He had a lot of ball right there.
That's a good call by you, PJ. Right at the rim, we're getting a look at the replay.
I kind of came across, it came across his body, but he was not going to get dunked on the first play.
Scoot Henderson, get used to that name, as he hits the first free throw, was the youngest player in G League history. He graduated high school early, like a year and a half early, signed with Ignite at age 17. This is his second year, and he splashes 2 free throws. Team Jason has the early 2-0 lead.
We're in Las Vegas for the G League Showcase, and the Ignite have relocated from Walnut Creek. They're now playing out of Henderson, outside of Las Vegas.
Jabari Smith, long 3, might have got deflected, but Team Joakim recoils it, and it's a slam dunk thrown down by Evan Mobley.
That time, Josh Giddey connected a simpler pass to Evan Mobley inside.
First points for Team Joakim. We're tied at 2. We're playing to 40, and the winner will get Team Powell in the championship game. Scottie Pippen Jr. out across to Mac McClung. Out beyond the arc. He'll give it to Lofton. The big man rises and drops the triple. Kenneth Lofton Jr. He has played 8 games with the Memphis Grizzlies this year. Here's Mobley rolling to the rim on the pass from Giddey for the slam.
Josh Giddey and Evan Mobley very comfortable together.
5-4. Team Joakim down 1 off that make. Here's McClung behind the screen, launching a 3, missed it, and Giddey's got the rebound. Outlet to Sohan. Lobs for the rim, and there to grab it and throw it down, Quentin Grimes of the Knicks.
Beautiful pass from Jeremy Sohan near half court. Led him right to the rim.
6-5. Team Joakim takes the lead. Pass to the rolling Leonard Miller. Fires over the left hand. No good. Tough shot. Rebounded by Grimes. Grimes jumps it ahead of half court. Here's Jabari Smith, was loading up in the gather, had it tapped away out of bounds, and Team Joakim will keep.
Kenneth Lofton reminds me a little bit of Charles Barkley at different times in his career. You look at him, you go, he's not going to get off the ground. Right. He explodes off the ground.
Here's Mobley. Jumper no good. Rebounded. 2 members of Team Jason. Grabbed by Leonard Miller. Miller from G League Ignite. Front court, right wing dribble. Accelerates, stops, pops, and drains a 17-footer.
The lefty with the sweet stroke right there.
6'10" with a good stroke.
Lofton a lefty also?
I think he is. There's Sohan at the rim for the slam. The most colorful of the players tonight. Sohan of the Spurs with the blue-pink hair.
His hair matches his sneakers.
It does.
Got the auxiliary colors on his sneakers.
And the uniform. Rising, Scoot Henderson from 3 is short, rebounded by Giddey. Team Joakim, the 1-point lead pass is tipped, ends up in the hands of Smith, who fires it through the cylinder. Jabari Smith Jr. with the 2 points. Joakim's team goes up 3. Mac McClung to Kenneth Lofton Jr. There's that lefty stroke, missed it on top. Giddey the long rebound.
Josh Giddey's got great size. People don't realize how tall he is.
Grimes a deep 2. Oh, they're going to give him a 3. They said he was behind the line. Quentin Grimes with the 3-pointer. Team Joakim by 6. Mac McClung gets around Grimes. Goes to the basket. Wraparound layup miss.
Beautiful move. Did everything to finish it.
Grimes on the other end for Team Joakim. Lost the dribble. Scottie Pippen Jr. can't come up, but it's loose across half court. Sliding to get it is Grimes. Over to Smith. He'll launch a 3. No good long. High rebound. Tap McClung to Lofton, who's got it for Team Jason.
Battle on the boards here. These players are getting after it on the glass.
And Lewis Lofton at 275. Gives it to Scoot Henderson, who rises. Missed the jumper. Long rebound right to Lofton. Dribbles, free throw line. Floater's good.
Hey, he averages 20.6 and 10.5 boards for the Ignite. Throw in 4 assists on top of that.
Long pass by Team Joakim was way too far for Jeremy Sohan. Out of bounds turnover. And some changes now. Mojave King, another member of G League Ignite, 6'5" from New Zealand, has entered the game for the first time.
Mojave King, another academy grad, Global Academy in Canberra, Australia.
Starting to pump out some real good prospects into the NBA.
Josh Giddey and Ben Matherin, Mojave King.
Henderson sends it over. In the corner to King. Mojave's first shot, overcooked it. Long rebound goes out of bounds to Team Joachim, which leads 13-9 as we play to 40. CD Sissoko, a Frenchman at 6'8", also is checked into the game for Team Jason. Here's Mobley, bumps Lofton, rises, gets the roll on a 10-footer, and that'll bring us to a timeout as Team Joachim has grabbed a 6-point lead, 15-9 over Team Jason. You're listening to the Jordan Rising Stars on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, presented by Indeed.
Coming up Monday, XFL owners Dwayne Johnson and Danny Garcia join us to recap the XFL's opening weekend. Keyshawn, J. Willem X, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
It's Larry Shelby, previously on the Paul Feinbaum Show.
Barrett Salib.
Jimbo's going to have to show that he is a championship caliber coach. I think right now it's clear that he is an average to slightly above average coach who caught lightning in a bottle with a generational college quarterback in Jameis Winston.
The Paul Feinbaum Show, weekdays at 3 Eastern on the ESPN app and on the SEC network.
Tomorrow on ESPN Radio. It's a critical showdown in the Big Ten. Illinois heads to Bloomington, Indiana to face the 14th-ranked Hoosiers. Coverage begins at 11:30 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN. You can't miss a moment with Greeny.
You paid for it using a gift card that had been given to her?
We had it on the fridge for a while. I pulled it, put it into my wallet, hoping that she might not notice that it was gone. And then I whipped it out at a time in which the waitress gave us
And did she immediately recognize the gift card?
Of course. Linda gave it to her as a present after we had our baby.
So do you know what happened here? Linda took your wife out for a Valentine's Day dinner.
Greeny, weekday mornings at 10 Eastern on ESPN Radio. Plus, you can watch and listen on the ESPN app.
True story. The last two college basketball champions aren't living in the past.
These teams are both locked in.
The Big 12 rivals are hungry for more hardware. It's the Bears.
Big shot after big shot.
Versus Jayhawks.
What else could you ask for?
Experience Sonic Blockbuster. Number 9, Baylor. Number 5, Kansas. Saturday at 4 Eastern on ESPN.
This is the Jordan Rising Stars on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
All-Star Weekend just underway from Salt Lake City. Team Joachim 15, Team Jason 9. Mark Kestisher, PJ Carlissimo with you as we head across the court. Let's check in with Roz Golden-Wooding.
Kesty, I spoke with Joachim Noah about Evan Mobley and try to compare the two. He said, look, he's quiet, but he plays hard. I was a little different. I had more fire as a player, but he is so talented. I want to see him get outside of his shell. I want to encourage him not just to block shots and get buckets. It's also about getting and giving energy. That's the game changer. So he said, I'm going to talk to him. I want him to shine, get that defensive rebound, that block, bring the ball up, and be contagious for his teammates with the energy and spirit. Guys?
Love to see it at this level, too. A couple of changes here. Some first-time guys in. Jalen Williams in for Team Joachim, the rookie for Oklahoma City's the Santa Clara Jalen Williams. Scoot Henderson has it for Team Jason, the G League Ball Club. Sends it over to Scottie Pippen Jr. Tried to no-look inside, poked away, and a turnover. Team Joachim comes up with it. Tari Eason, the rookie of the Rockets, for the first time. Dribbling around Pippen, got deep, sends it back, and Jalen Williams couldn't come up with it, but it was knocked out of bounds by Team Jason.
Team Jason's got to dig their heels in right now. They're only down 6, but 15. Target scores 40. Goes quickly.
Jalen Williams gets it into Eason. He's pinned on the left sideline against Scottie Pippen Jr. Dribbles inside the arc all the way to the free throw line. It's turned over. Lofton lost it, though. Mobley, great no-look to Jalen Williams for the two-hand throwdown.
Evan Mobley has the complete package. Right now, he's not a real accomplished three-point shooter, but he's got a good stroke. He will be.
Scottie Pippen Jr. with the wraparound reverse layup high off the glass.
Scottie Pippen Jr. spent a decent amount of time up in the NBA.
Baseline drive, Quentin Grimes, the jam on the feed from Giddey. 19. And a foul by Grimes, pretty good defender, a little too aggressive on the far side against Scoot Henderson.
Well, Josh Giddey, 3 boards, 5 assists already. That's what he does for OKC. He fills up the stat sheet.
The number 6 overall pick last year was the first since Oscar Robertson to have 3 straight triple-doubles as a rookie. Made the all-rookie second team for the Thunder.
He should have been first team. That was not a good ballot.
Kenneth Lofton rejected by Smith. Down the other end, Grimes who flushes. That was Mobley who got the block.
Yeah, Evan
Mobley who got that block at the rim, and they went end-to-end for the bucket.
Josh Giddey, Evan Mobley. I mean, there's a whole bunch of second-year guys. Scotty Barnes, those guys are doing it for teams that are really playing well.
Scottie Pippen Jr., nice move inside, kicks it outside to Lofton, poked away by Grimes. Team Joakim and Evan Mobley was trying to get around Lofton, who reached his right arm in and commits the personal.
He slipped. I thought he turned his left ankle, but he's walking pretty well.
21-11, Team Joakim with a 10-point lead.
These two guys like playing together, Josh Giddey and Evan Mobley.
2 big guys who can handle and play. Here's Tari Eason with it from the outside. Drives to the elbow, pass to the cutting Williams. It's loose. Eason picks it up. His short jumper falls out. Lofton rebounds. Comes Team Jason from right to left. Scoot Henderson thought about a 3, drove into the lane, and then there was a foul as he was looking to pass outside. It'll be side in for Team Jason as Mac McClung will check in for that club. For Scottie Pippen Jr., who was born in Portland while his dad was playing for the Trailblazers. He's going to play in that NBA G League Next Up game, which is big for the G League this Sunday here in Salt Lake City.
Yeah, absolutely. Leonard Miller also back on the floor. He's shooting lefty.
Mojave King will inbound. These are all guys from G League Ignite. Handling now to Scoot Henderson, topside 3, no good. High rebound, Mobley's got it at the free throw line. He is muscled by Sissoko, no whistle, and now passes into the front court to Giddey. Great bounce pass to Mobley running the floor for the slam.
It's at least 3, Giddey to Evan Mobley, assists for a finish inside.
23-11, Team Joakim. Ball poked away and a foul against Team Joakim, trying to get it away from Leonard Miller. Team Joakim, not only they have pretty good offense, but their defense has looked pretty exceptional here.
Yeah, they've got it. It's hard to get shots to the rim with Evan Mobley
long
in the game. And Tari Eason is some rebounder.
Yeah.
He protects the rim also. Josh Giddey with great size at 6'8". Not easy to finish.
There's another turnover. Eason took it away from Henderson. Down floor. Grimes tried the tomahawk. Bodies flying as Sissoko, the Frenchman, went for the block. He ended up committing the foul and got the worst of it. And the Team Joakim will go to the free throw line as we pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is the Jordan Rising Stars on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app presented by Indeed. Mark Kestisher, PJ Carlissimo, Roz Goldenwood with you from Vivint Arena in Salt Lake City. Quentin Grimes missed the first of 2, but his Team Joakim 23, Team Jason 11, playing to 40.
Right now, it looks like a talent differential, which you would anticipate. You've got a team, even though we got a couple of probable high draft picks in the 23 draft, against a team that's got rookies and second-year men, and it's a bigger team. You look out on the floor, the powder blue uniforms are much bigger than the black uniforms.
I think 6'5" is the smallest player. Most of them are 6'10". 24-11, Team Joakim. McClung hits a tough one from inside the arc on the right wing. Team Jason back within 11.
And Mac looked, oh, what are you talking about, Coach? We're fine. We're just laying in the weeds here.
Jalen Williams, rookie from OKC, spins in the lane, fires the layup, missed it, rebounded by Miller. Leonard Miller and Team Jason up ahead to Scoot Henderson, who flushes right at the 10.
That was a really good look. Good run in the floor by Scoot, but a better pass from Leonard Miller.
Those guys legit play every day. Here's a pass down the lane from Sohan. It's tipped out of bounds by Team Jason. We'll have a lineup change here as Jabari Smith Jr. comes in. Grimes goes out, so they just get bigger.
I was just going to say, they got bigger.
Mobley and Smith have the same body. Long arms, slender. Here's Mobley, jumper, no, hits the backboard and ends up in the hands of Jalen Williams for the bucket. Team Joakim is up 11.
No assist, Evan. I'm sorry. That was a shot.
26-15 is the score, playing to 40. Here's McClung, quick trigger three. Good from the right wing. Mac McClung trying to keep Team Jason in it. Down floor, Sohan. Bounce pass tipped away. Steal for Team Jason. McClung right to left. No look to the baseline, cutting Miller, who lost it, but it ends up going off the glass and in.
Mojave King, who got that deflection, there's a careless pass from Mobley trying to find Jalen Williams down the court, and all of a sudden, strong little response right now from the G League Ignite, or as they're known, Team Jason.
There you go, with fifth turnover for Team Joakim. Here in our second semifinal, Team Powell awaits the winner.
13-point lead down to 6 quickly.
Leonard Miller to trigger, front court baseline into Henderson. Scoot around the screen of Lofton. A bounce pass, nobody was there. Turnover. Down floor, Tari Eason takes it and makes it. Rolled it in with a finger, and it's 28-20, Team Joakim.
Team Joakim has run the floor very, very well, and have unselfishly thrown it ahead the entire game.
Kenny Lofton will try a three. Kenneth Lofton Jr. missing there. No relation to the former outfielder. There's an Eason pass on the alley-oop, too hard. Slams off the backboard. Stepping into a deep jumper, no good. Scoot Henderson. Mojave King with the stick back on the offensive glass.
Another one of our academy grads, Mojave King. Good job there. He just went over the top and finished.
And all of a sudden, Team Jason back within 6, 28-22. Jalen Williams step back three, miss. 4 members of Team Jason under the basket for the rebound.
You may actually see a timeout here, Dusty.
We haven't had one of those yet, right? Here's Kenneth Lofton Jr. deep. No foul. The block for Mobley. Down floor, Jalen Williams. Tried a no-look behind the back. It went off the foot of Team Jason right to Williams. His alley-oop pass is knocked away by Miller. 13 to shoot. Tari Eason has it. Another deflection by King. Ends up with Team Joakim. Evan Mobley missing a three, and Team Jason has it. Down floor, McClung. McClung tried to switch left to right. Stayed with the right hand and laid it in. Team Jason down 4. Down floor, Jalen Williams. To Jabari Smith Jr. rising from 3. Another miss from outside. Another rebound, Team Jason.
When they run the floor and get it inside, they're effective. When they settle for a 3, they've struggled, Team Joakim.
They were down 13, Team Jason. Here's Scoot passing to McClung. Corner 3. Yes! Mac McClung with the 3. Team Jason is down 1.
There's a timeout, believe it or not.
That's our first non-automatic timeout. Trying to slow the momentum. Joakim Noah has the cool bucket hat on. And Ben Sullivan, their head coach, calls for time. Team Joakim once up 13. The lead is down to 1. We're playing to 40. Team Joakim 28, Team Jason 27. This is the Jordan Rising Stars on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, presented by Indeed.
Okay, Julie, have you made your decision?
Oh, wow, I have. This was a tough choice. I had such a great time with Brad, but I am going to have to pick Geico.
Interesting.
Geico is just, sorry, I'm getting emotional. Been by my side, for so long with great customer service.
I thought we had something, Julie.
I'm sorry, Brad. Geico is just always there for me whenever I need them.
It's an insurance company.
No, it's an insurance partner, Brad.
For the choice you can always rely on, go to geico.com.
Sunday on ESPN Radio. The spotlight turns to the NBA's best.
Here comes Showtime with the hammer. Antetokounmpo rocks the rim.
Team LeBron and Team Giannis go head-to-head in the NBA's 72nd NBA All-Star Game in Salt Lake City.
James 3, left side. That's good. LeBron James.
The NBA All-Star Game, presented by Indeed. Coverage begins Sunday at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio. You can also listen on the ESPN app and on your smart speaker.
What if I told you, in Iran, women are banned from going to soccer games?
Mom, take the ball.
For 43 years, Iranian women have fought back. Police pushed us.
Troops.
This is their story.
The joy was forbidden. What is the meaning of that? That is how they control you.
I'm Shimol Yai. Listen to the new 30 for 30 podcast, Pink Card. Available now.
Greeny.
I believe if he announced today his return, he'd be a first ballot Hall of Famer. After 5 years, he's played 6 total. He's only actually been on the field for 5 of them. He would be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Weekday mornings at 10 Eastern on ESPN Radio. This is the Jordan Rising Stars on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Team Joakim had a 13-point lead. It's down to 1, 28-27 over Team Jason. That's Jason Terry, who is very animated on the other side, trying to get the crowd behind the G-Leaguers, including Mac McClung at Ross Goldenwoody, who's got the last 5.
Yes, and he was just recently signed to a 2-way contract with the 76ers. And the first time he ever tried on his Sixers jersey was here at All-Star Weekend. And he said that moment just felt so good. It was paying off that he stayed the course, focused on what he knew that he wanted, and going with his gut. He turned down a lot of money overseas to stay in the G League and have an opportunity to play in the NBA. He's hoping he finds the right situation, waits his turn, and uses his skills.
Well, he has waited a long time. He's played 2 NBA games in 2 years, and now another steal by Team Jason on the floor. Miller had it poked away by Sohan. Sohan waits, puts it up, and 1. Jeremy Sohan coming up with a big steal and a bucket to put Joakim up 3.
Now, between their turnovers and their three-point shooting, Joakim is 1 for 6 from downtown. When they run and attack the rim, they're fine. When they settle for threes, not so good.
Jeremy Sohan played 1 season at Baylor, misses on the free throw attempt, can't complete the three-point play. 30-27, Team Joakim. They're playing to 40, so they're 10 points away. But the red-hot G-Leaguers. Here's Mac McClung. Tried the reverse jam. Couldn't finish it on a beautiful pass from Scoot Henderson. Here comes Team Joakim the other way. Jalen Williams down the lane. Wraps it around. Finds Jabari Smith for the 2-hand jam.
And they attack the rim. They're hard to beat.
And they're 8 points away. 32-27 lead. Scottie Pippen Jr. has it, leaves it for McClung. He'll rise from 3. He'll miss it. Offensive rebound, tap Pippen, no. Sohan can't come up with it. Pippen's got the loose change. Outside the lane, lofts it to the end line. Too high for Leonard Miller and Team Jason. Turnovers.
Too many turnovers, some careless passing in this game so far.
Was Mac McClung a little too close to the rim on that reverse?
Yeah, he was. He blocked himself is what he really did. How about Murray and McClung? We got Trey Murray and Mac McClung in the game. They're both really good three-point shooters, but they're excellent dunkers.
There's a 3 from the wing. Team Joakim, a miss for Quentin Grimes. Mac McClung will bring it up, but you're right. It's a different game when they shoot from outside.
1 for 7.
5-point game. Team Jason is down. They need 13 points to advance. Who gets to 41st? Kenneth Lofton puts it on the deck, got fouled as he tried to split the Giddy Williams double, and he'll go to the line with his team trailing 32-27.
About points in the paint, Pesky. 28 points in the paint for Team Joakim.
Out of their 32?
Yeah. When they run and go to the rim, they're hard to beat.
Ben Sullivan, the Joe Mazzulla assistant, probably saying, guys, let's keep it down in the low box.
Hey, how about great decision by Brad and the Boston Celtics brass, taking the interim tag away from Joe Mazzulla. All he's done so far is lead them to the best record in the NBA and going to be coaching here on Sunday night. What a fantastic job Joe Mazzulla's done.
Boston 42-17. You mentioned best record in the NBA as Lofton hits a couple of free throws. It's 32-29. Team Jason still down 3. Milwaukee a half game behind Boston. Here's Sohan going hard to the rim with a right-hand flush.
Big time crossover and flush from outside the lane.
Team Joakim is 6 points away. Lofton missing a 3. Jalen Williams has it for Team Joakim. Williams into the front court, bodied by Lofton. Out on the baseline right, crossover move. Tried to bounce it for Mobley, tapped away, but out of bounds. It'll stay with Team Joakim as Leonard Miller got a hand on it on the far side. We are untimed here in this entire Jordan Rising Stars, playing to 40 in the first 2 semis, and the championship game will be played to 25.
And they're going to have to rest a little bit. Obviously, they played this second game. Careless inbounds pass, Josh Giddey.
Turnover, Team Jason has it. They need 11 points. Driving, here's a high lob for Sissoko, too high from Pippen. Out of bounds it goes, turnover Team Jason.
You need somebody extremely tall to catch that pass.
And there's some length on the floor,
There is.
but there's no 8-footers out there.
Exactly.
Here's Mobley inside the arc. Out to Giddey. He tries a three and splashes it. Team Joakim now 3 points away. Timeout called by Team Jason, 37-29. Team Joakim leading.
Comfortable push shot. Josh Giddey doesn't get off his feet on that one, but he's a reliable three-point shooter. Kind of that one-hand push, but he can fill it up.
37-29 in favor of Team Joakim. Quentin Grimes, the leading scorer, with 10 points right now. Evan Mobley's got 8. And you pointed out they're a long team, and obviously of the two matchups, they have much more of the advantage of having played, most of them 3/4 or 2/3 of a season, others now working toward the end of their second season. And we will have the finale coming up next. You're listening to the Jordan Rising Stars on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, presented by Indeed.
Jason Fitz and Harry Douglas are Fitz and Harry.
The Colts made it clear a month ago that the one thing they were going to address was the quarterback position. They've got to walk out after the comments that Chris Ballard, their GM, and Jim Irsay, the owner, made over the course of the last month about their absolute dedication to finding a quarterback. They can't come out with Jimmy G. They can't come out of this with Jacoby Brissett. They can't come out of this with a nobody at quarterback. They've got to be able to sell the fan base on, we got it figured out. And you don't do that with any sort of a half-ass answer at this point.
The Indianapolis Colts, with Shane Steichen being their head coach right now, and what he was able to do with Jalen Hurts and with the Philadelphia Eagles, I think it makes the most sense. If the Ravens don't want to pay Lamar Jackson and they feel like they don't want to, give him what he's demanding and what he's asking for, then you go to the next best case scenario. And then for them, you would end up getting the number 4 pick.
Fitz and Harry, weekdays at noon Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Mark Kestecher, PJ Carlissimo, Roz Golden-Woody with you. Our second semifinal at the Rising Stars. Team Joakim 3 points away, 37-29 lead. Team Jason with it. Doubled is Pippen. Gets rid of it to Scoot Henderson near half court. Scoot to his left. Pass it Sissoko on the drive. The Frenchman gets deep. Passes out to Pippen. A wide open angled three is a miss. Long offensive rebound, Sissoko. Seeded will give it up to Pippen. He'll try another three. That one goes down. Team Jason has 32, but Team Joakim can win it with a long one here.
He needs stops right now.
Sohan from half court. No good. Out of bounds. Whose idea was that? Jeremy looks over to the bench.
Jeremy's idea. The free spirit, Pop told me.
Do you think it was Damian Lillard time? No Dame time. Here's Grimes. He goes for the win. Rises from three, and he buries it. Quentin Grimes of the Knicks with a triple to win it. Team Joakim 40, Team Jason 32. It'll be Team Joakim and Team Powell for the title.
Well, fittingly, Quentin Grimes, the one who finished 13 points. He led all scorers. He's 5 for 6 pesky from the field, 2 from 3 from downtown. He did not hesitate on that three-pointer to ice it.
Well, you mentioned all the pain points that Team Joakim had, but you're right. It was a couple of threes at the end, including that one as we hand it over to Roz Golden-Woody.
Wait, you just told me you can't believe that people were taking shots. What about the shot selection?
I cannot believe he just took that three-pointer like that, half-court shot. What is wrong with that boy?
Hey, it looked like when your team, I'm here with Joakim Noah, the coach of Team Joakim. You guys get the win. It looked like whenever you guys stayed close to the rim, you found success. What will you advise them in the championship for shot selection?
I didn't really care too much about shot selection except for that three that Sohan just took. But besides that, I liked our defensive versatility. I thought that we were just switching pick and rolls well. We were communicating. Our help side was great.
Okay, also a bunch of second-year players really stood out. Giddey, Evan Mobley. What is it about that second year in the NBA where it starts to click a little?
I don't know. I know that this is a special time right now. These guys are just enjoying. We coming at you, boy.
Talking to Paolo.
Yes. No, I just like the way that we competed right now. That's a tough G League team. They came hungry. And I think our first year, second year players did great.
On the other side of this, it was a lot of G League players. What impresses you about that career path and the showing they put out here today?
Yeah, I think they were going hard. There's a lot of talent right now. Basketball is just getting better and better at all levels. So it's good to see the young boys doing their thing. And I thought our team competed really well. And now it's the championship. We got to go get it.
Real quick, last one. I'm not sure if this is your coaching debut, but how would you evaluate yourself as a coach out here? What's your style?
I'm not a coach. This is not for me. I'm just really happy to be out here, though. I'm not gonna lie.
It's good to see you here, Joakim.
Appreciate
Hey, guys.
Thanks, Roz. Joakim Noah played 13 years in the league, currently a Bulls team ambassador. He's emblematic of cool. That's a pretty cool team ambassador to have, and that was a nice win for his club, setting up a pretty good final.
Joakim Noah could really play. A couple of championships at Florida for Billy Donovan. Put us out of our misery, unfortunately, and had a great 7-game series. Darren Williams against Tom Thibodeau and the Bulls, and Joakim Noah had a monster game in Game 7. He was injured. We were hoping he might not play, and instead he played and starred.
Well, as we take a look ahead to the final, one thought, and then we'll have a little time here before the championship begins. But you've got Barnes and Banchero and Team Powell against the team we just listened to. Evan Mobley was trying to win 2 straight Rising Stars in his 2 years.
I think we've got the best of both matchups. I think the two teams who drafted best, there's no question about them. They're going against each other now. I think there's more talent on these two teams. I think we're going to have a heck of a championship game.
Quentin Grimes, 13 points, including the game winner, leading Team Joakim to the championship round, where they'll face Team Powell. Final score, Game 2, Team Joakim 40, Team Jason 32. The title game coming up next. You're listening to the Jordan Rising Stars on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, presented by Indeed.
Jason Fitz and Harry Douglas are Fitz and Harry.
The Colts made it clear a month ago that the one thing they were going to address was the quarterback position. They've got to walk out after the comments that Chris Ballard, their GM, and Jim Irsay, the owner, made over the course of the last month about their absolute dedication to finding a quarterback. They can't come out with Jimmy G. They can't come out of this with Jacoby Brissett. They can't come out of this with a nobody at quarterback. They've got to be able to sell the fan base on, we got it figured out. And you don't do that with any sort of a half-ass answer at this point.
The Indianapolis Colts, with Shane Steichen being their head coach right now, and what he was able to do with Jalen Hurts and with the Philadelphia Eagles, I think it makes the most sense. If the Ravens don't want to pay Lamar Jackson and they feel like they don't want to, give him what he's demanding and what he's asking for, then you go to the next best case scenario. And then for them, you would end up getting the number 4 pick.
Fitz and Harry, weekdays at noon Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
The complete 30 for 30 library is exclusively on ESPN Plus.
Maya Moore stepping away from basketball to fight for justice.
My last name is Lee, Bruce Lee. Stream over 100 documentaries featuring the biggest names in sports, with titles including The Tuck Rule, Be Water, Lance, We Don't Know Bo, and more. The award-winning 30 for 30 library, streaming exclusively on ESPN Plus. Sign up now at ESPNplus.com or get the Disney bundle, including Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus to stream the best movies, shows, and sports.
The Hoop Collective Podcast.
Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell, Larry Bird. Those are the 3 guys in history who won 3 straight MVP awards. Obviously, LeBron's won 4.
Drees won 6. Jordan's won 5. LeBron's won 4. I think Magic and Moses, they've won 3.
So obviously,
rarefied it.
Right. So we thought the standard for Jokic is going to be really high. And what this poll results is showing is that he's meeting that standard.
The Hoop Collective Podcast. Listen on the ESPN app or wherever you listen to podcasts. This is the Jordan Rising Stars on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
And it is tonight's Hot Ticket, brought to you by Vivid Seats, where you earn rewards with every purchase. Vivid Seats Rewards is your ticket to more tickets. Vivid Seats, life happens live. Earlier tonight, it was Team Powell knocking off Team Darren 40-25.
Here's Nembhard dribbling inside the arc, outside to Murray. Sidestep 3 for the win. Got it! Team Powell wins 40-25. Keegan Murray with the game-winning 3.
Team Pau Gasol, the honorary coach captain here in the Jordan Rising Stars, 1 of 4. Remember, here's how this lineup works. There are 21 first and second year players in the association. and they are divvied up and drafted amongst 3 teams. There's also one other team that is solely made up of players from the G League, not just the G League Ignite. Last year, there were 4 players in this tournament from the G League Ignite. Now this is all from the G League. Time now for Did You Know, brought to you by Geico. Whether you rent or own, Geico makes it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. Go to geico.com today. Did you know the first and second year players have been going head to head in some variation, in some form or another, ever since 1994? You probably knew that. I told you that off the top. But did you know the last time the All-Star Weekend was in Salt Lake City, Utah, was the final time before we actually had this event? So it was 1993 at the Delta Center. John Stockton and Karl Malone, co-MVPs. And that year consisted of just State Farm All-Star Saturday night and then the game itself. They never had the Friday night festivity. Well, we have the Friday night festivity tonight. Game 2 highlights between Team Joakim and Team Jason from the G League Ignites. Team Joakim was up by 13. This got interesting.
Here's Scoot passing to McClung, corner 3. Yes! Mac McClung with the 3. Team Jason is down 1.
Inside the Numbers brought to you by Dell. Dell Technologies President's Day sale starts now with savings on select sleek XPS PCs and more. Powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Call 877-ASK-DELL. So the 13-point lead goes down to 1, and then all of a sudden it does not.
Here's Sohan going hard to the rim with a right-hand flush.
I mean, hard to the rim, Sohan.
Here's Grimes. He goes for the win, rises from 3, and he buries it. Clayton Grimes of the Knicks with a triple to win it. Team Joakim 40, Team Jason 32. It'll be Team Joakim and Team Powell for the title.
And we will tip it off coming up next in the championship game. This is the Jordan Rising Stars on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Are you? With groceries and housing costs at an all-time high, you're probably looking for new ways to cut costs in the new year. Like no more trips, restaurants, movies, basically no more fun. There's a better solution. With Rocket Money, you can track your spending, cancel unwanted subscriptions, and lower your bills. Users save an average of $720 a year. With Rocket Money, you can get your finances back in black, so you don't have to stop doing everything you love to do. To learn more, go to rocketmoney.com/gameday or download the Rocket Money app from the Apple app or Google Play stores.
The basketball and hockey seasons are heating up. Baseball is just around the corner, and nothing beats seeing your favorite team live. Not only does Vivid Seats have great ticket prices, they're also the official ticketing partner of ESPN. And with Vivid Seats rewards, when you buy 10 tickets, you get the 11th free. Download the app or visit vividseats.com today. Vivid Seats. Life happens live. Receive a reward credit equal to the average price of the 10 tickets purchased, excluding taxes, fees, and processing costs. See vividseats.com/rewards for terms and conditions.
This is it. Enough dreaming about growing my business online. It's time to get serious about selling in my style, as big as I want to grow, because there's nothing I can't do. It's time to get Shopify.
You go and get it.
Oh, oops. I thought I was just talking to myself there. But heck yeah, I do. It's time to take my business to the next level. Start selling with Shopify to join the commerce platform revolutionizing millions of businesses worldwide. Packed with industry-leading tools ready to ignite your growth, Shopify gives you complete control over your business and your brand. From templates that make site design simple to customizations that let you grow at your pace. This is Possibility powered by Shopify. Sign up for a free trial at shopify.com/play. That's shopify.com/play. Go to shopify.com/play to take your business to the next level today.
This is the Jordan Rising Stars on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
And it's time for championship game time. Team Pow, Team Joakim, back to Vivint Arena with Roz Golden-Whitting and PJ Carlissimo. Here's Mark Kestisher.
Kevin, thank you, and just in time because they're waiting at the center circle. Wow. Outstanding matchup, PJ. Team Pow, Team Joakim. Paolo Banchero could be Rookie of the Year. Scotty Barnes is the reigning Rookie of the Year. They're on the same team. Jabari Smith Jr. to jump center against Barnes, and he'll re-jump, tap simultaneously out of bounds. You like Gideon Grimes? Those were the guys for Team Joakim?
I did. Grimes with 13 points. Alvarado led Team Powell with 13 points. Not much to choose from. I like the matchups. Alvarado, Banchero, and Barnes stood out. For Team Joakim, it was Giddy, Grimes, and Evan Mobley. And then let's just pick in the top three. A lot more than that played well.
Barnes and Smith, the tap is handled, and Benedict Mathurin got behind the defense after it was tapped around and laid it in. There were two members of Team Joakim back there. Neither one came up with it.
Don't forget, we're only going to 25 in this championship game.
It is quick. Giddy outside to Smith. Puts it on the deck. Gives it to Giddy. Wasn't ready for it. Feeds Sohan. Got it poked away and a late whistle. The baseline official, Brandon Adair, that time on the bump.
I was talking to
two free throws coming.
Jeremy Sohan. I did 3 Spurs games last week. Jeremy didn't play in any of them. As soon as I left, they brought him back. He was injured, as was half the team, frankly. But Sohan was 3 for 4 in the first game, or 3 for 3 in the front court, and 0 for 1 on the shot he launched from half court, trying to end the game there.
Joe Canoa was telling our Roz Golden Wood he wasn't quite sure what he was thinking there. Sohan does one-handed free throws.
And has improved dramatically since he's been doing it.
And he just hit there.
Brett Brown was working with him, former Sixer coach, back as the Spurs assistant. He was working with him in Chicago on that shot.
Split the pair. It's 2-1. Team Powell the lead in gold. Banchero drives inside the arc. Sohan defending. Gives it up to Alvarado. Push shot from 13. No, tried to follow it up. Couldn't. Sohan comes up with a rebound out to Jalen Williams, left wing. Beautiful bounce pass, saved on the end line by Giddy. Now inside it goes to Sohan, feeding Smith, contested at the rim, tried to tip it on the offensive rebound. It's batted to the corner. Giddy's got it. He lofts it for Sohan, who was trying to contort his body for a reverse. Never came up with it. Mathurin blocked inside, but fouled by Jabari Smith. End-to-end action to start this title game.
Alvarado made a good play. He couldn't catch the ball. It was going to go out of bounds. Instead, he saved it back to Benedict Mathurin, and they fouled to stop Mathurin. Mathurin shot more free throws, I think, than the teams combined. He seems to be the only one shooting free throws tonight.
6'5" rookie for the Indiana Pacers, the number 6 overall pick. What did he come into the league in a hurry? 72 points in his first 3 games as he missed the first.
Going to stop bragging on my guy, Ben. He's the number 1 rookie free throw shooter in the NBA. At 82%, he's missed a couple, one badly.
Well, as you said, it's quick to 25, so all these free throws would add up. He missed the first and the second, and it remains Team Powell with a 2-1 lead. Down floor, Sohan saves it on the end, behind the back, out of bounds. His behind the back sailed all the way past the Team Joakim bench.
Both teams got to settle down. We got the ball going all over the place so far.
As they're trying to make 2 cute plays and tossing it around the deck. Jose Alvarado, second-year man for the Pelicans, playing for Team Powell. Leaves it for the rookie Banchero on the three-point arc. Squares, fires, missed it short. Rebound long to Jalen Williams. Team Joakim flying down floor to Grimes, who had a game-winning 3 and hits that triple to put Team Joakim up 4-2.
Grimes was 2 for 3 from downtown in game 1, and he starts this one off the same way.
Alvarado in the lane takes 2 defenders with him, gives it up to Mathurin, dribbles back beyond the arc, and his 3 circles the rim and falls off. Josh Giddey into the front court to Grimes, who pulls from 3. That time missed on the heat check. Here's Alvarado down for Mathurin, all by himself to flush it home. Team Powell ties it at 4. Pass into the front court. Jalen Williams from Santa Clara, the OKC rookie. Nearly had it poked away. Now has it poked away by Mathurin, but regathers. Williams into the lane, and his pass, a little too cute, went off the foot of Alvarado on a kick ball.
10 players out there take a deep breath and just settle down, guys.
First time playing in the big spotlight for many. Inbound, Jalen Williams went for the dunk. Banchero got the block. Down floor, Ivy sends it to Barnes on the 3. He'll drive into the painted area, circles around and hammers one home.
That was the windmill. Scotty extended his right arm, had it way out, and just threw it down. He wasn't involving anybody else, and he was making sure it was a very high percentage shot.
6-4, Team Powell leads. Grimes pulls another 3 from the right and hits. Quentin Grimes of the Knicks red hot from outside.
I think Quentin twice, 2 weeks ago up in Boston and then against Brooklyn.
Jaden Ivey launching a three and hitting. The rookie for the Pistons has put Team Powell up 9-7.
You know, it's interesting. A lot of these guys, of course, because they were high draft picks, are drafted by teams lower down in the standings. And Josh Giddey with a nice finish inside on a pass from Quentin Grimes. You wonder if it's, not better for a rookie to get a chance to play a lot on a team that's really not in the mix for playoffs, but to get a lot of playing time, or is it better to be on a good team and not play as much?
Here's Mathurin pulling for three and dropping it home. Benedict Mathurin, the rookie from the Pacers, giving Team Powell a 12-9 lead over Team Joachim. We're playing the 25 for the championship. You're listening to the Jordan Rising Stars on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, presented by Indeed.
Keyshawn Johnson, Jay Williams, and Max Kellerman.
People who watch basketball, no one thinks the Lakers are winning a championship this year, right? And I'm sure that includes LeBron and the Lakers.
I really do believe that the Lakers have reached the pinnacle of their season. And the pinnacle of their season is when LeBron James passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I don't believe that the Lakers are making any kind of run. No magical run. You have LeBron James playing through this sore foot that, stuff around LA about whether he's not going to shut it down. LeBron James is not going to shut it down. He is a fighter through and through. I do continue to question the health of Anthony Davis and whether he can get back to playing at a top 5 level in the league. And I think as these pieces are better pieces than what they had before, I still see this team being, an 8 seed, a 7 seed who goes out or has an exit in the first round. Or most they'll ever get is to a Western Conference semifinals. I still don't see them being a contender.
GJ and Max, mornings on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
The NHL Stadium Series heads to Raleigh, North Carolina tomorrow. Alex Ovechkin and the Capitals face Sebastian Aho and the Hurricanes in an outdoor spectacle. The NHL Stadium Series, presented by Navy Federal Credit Union. Capitals Hurricanes tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern on ABC and ESPN+. That is hockey.
Hey, y'all, this is Marty Smith.
And I'm Ryan McGee. And we are
Marty and McGee. Check us out every Saturday morning on ESPN Radio and the SEC Network.
And of course, we'll be all over the biggest news in the world of sports.
And plenty of that Marty and McGee type stuff.
Like the Hillbilly Headlines.
And some of the craziest callers you've ever heard in your life.
It might be the only reason to wake up that early on a Saturday morning.
Yeah, for sure. It's Marty and McGee.
From 7 to 10 Eastern.
On ESPN Radio and the SEC Network.
This is the Jordan Rising Stars on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Mark Kestecher, PJ Carlosimo, Roz Golden Woode with you. Our first night at All-Star Weekend and a sellout at Vivint Arena, 18,306. Brought to you by Vivid Seats, where you earn rewards with every purchase. Vivid Seats Rewards is your ticket to more tickets. Vivid Seats, life happens live.
Hey, Kester, how about 2 of our ESPN colleagues selected today to go into the Hall of Fame?
That's right. Mark Spears, congratulations. Holly Rowe, congratulations.
Fantastic.
Kirk Gowdy Media
Award.
Electronic and print. And there were 12 finalists named today.
It's a bomb squad, man. There are some strong.
Nowitzki and Wade. And all the way down.
Gene Cady.
Yep.
Tony Parker.
Al Gasol.
Pop finally allowed them to.
That's right.
Put him up for. He's obviously going to win. If that's not unanimous, then there's something wrong with the balloting.
Jalen Williams at 3 on top for Team Joachim. No good. Nearly saved by Jabari Smith coming to the near side to Team Powell.
How about D. Wade, Becky Hammond? There was a lot of Spurs flavor to this, but D. Wade certainly one of the great. Marion Washington.
And we will find out who gets into the class of 23 at the Final Four. Here's a high lob to Scotty Barnes. Somehow got way up there and gathered enough to be able to get it in the basket.
I'm not going to say that was a good pass. I cannot believe he got up there to get that pass.
14-9, Team Powell the lead. Team Joachim with the ball. Jabari Smith Jr. puts it on the deck, drives, floats it off the glass. No, and a whistle inside Banchero. The foul as there was an attempted rebound by Evan Mobley.
Powell's going over to talk to C.J. Washington. He said, hey, you can't make those kind of calls anymore in the league. That was in the old days, if they didn't think it was a really hard foul, they'd wait to see if you made the shot. And if you didn't, then they'd blow the whistle and you'd go to the free throw line. That's frowned upon now. Monty McCutcheon does not allow that.
You saw Mr. McCutcheon here in the building tonight.
Unfortunately, yes, wearing his normal haberdashery. Can I say haberdashery?
I think you can.
Boy,
you guys have had a long-running feud over your clothing.
Well, Monty dressed in the dark for a long time and gets away with it.
Jabari Smith, who was the number 3 pick overall after playing at Auburn.
I should say, though, when I'm talking about Monty, was Jabari strokes that one in. Not a good official, a great official, and doing a really good job with the officials now in the NBA.
Teaching the next wave as Andrew Nemhart sends it across to Barnes. Got a Matherin in the lane, poked away. Grimes got a hand on it to Giddey, down floor, Jalen Williams. Behind the back, Grimes saves it on the left side. Wheels, and his three-pointer is good.
Are you kidding me?
Quentin Grimes having a night here in Salt Lake City.
He barely saved it and just turned around and drained the 3.
And now ball goes out of bounds on the left side as they went all the way down floor. I thought it was last off of Banchero.
How good a passer is is Josh Giddey.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, he is really thrown some beautiful passes tonight.
Australian youngster. Team Powell has it off the inbound. Keegan Murray with it from the Sacramento Kings. Now over to Banchero, the Orlando Magic rookie. Medium range J. Good over the long arm of Evan Mobley.
Does not play like a rookie.
16-13, Team Powell the lead. Here's Giddey on the baseline under the basket. Got it in the hands of Mobley, up top to Grimes. Grimes lost it, chased it down, into the corner, wide open. Smith's 3 misses, rebounded by Nemhart. Great down court pass to Matherin, saved it before it went out of bounds, and now peels to his left, and they'll reset.
And Matherin and Alvarado should be wide receivers in the NFL.
They are good at
They have run down some really long passes.
Banchero takes the pass with 7 to shoot. We haven't been late clock much here tonight. Here's Banchero with 4. Poked away by Grimes into the backcourt. Saved by Barnes. Half-court shot with the clock winding down. No good off the backboard, and it's a 24-second violation.
I thought you were going to call that a Sohan. Same shot
that
that Jeremy took.
Jeremy took it with 23 seconds on the clock.
Yeah. Scotty had to take it and just threw it over the top of the rim.
How about Quentin Grimes, who's got 9 points here in the championship game, had the game-winning 3 in one semifinal.
Former Houston Cougar. We had a bunch in the Final Four that was compared to the whole NCAA tournament. Another 3.
Grimes dropping the triple to tie the game at 16.
I was going to say Kelvin Sampson misses him, but it doesn't appear they do. They just keep rolling, the Houston Cougars.
He's got 6 threes tonight, his 4th of the championship. Barnes baseline left, tried to feed it inside. It's stolen by Mobley. Team Joakim on the run to Grimes. Heat check 3 on its way, no good. Rebounded by Barnes. Outlet pass. Giddey saw it coming, stole it. At half court, fires to Sohan. Tried to drop it off to Mobley. Too hard on the cut under the basket, and it goes out of bounds.
It was a high, hard, and he had no chance to catch that.
Keegan Murray will check out of the game for Team Powell. So will Ben Matherin as Jose Alvarado comes in. Who else checked into the game?
I don't know, but we're going to have time to talk about it because Ben Sullivan's standing up. It appears we got a timeout.
We got a timeout. We'll reset the lineups for you and come down the home stretch. First to 25 takes the title. Team Joakim, Team Powell, tied at 16. This is the Jordan Rising Stars on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app presented by Indy.
Will they find a home? Sponsored by Geico. Sarah wants a yard. My own little paradise. Brad, however, hates yard work.
The only thing I hate more than cutting the grass is paying someone to cut the grass.
Compromise is tough, but these two won't have to compromise when they bundle home and car insurance with Geico. It's easy, and they could save even more. In the end, Sarah and Brad found a great home with a yard. A very, very small yard.
Time to get it done. And I'm done.
Bundling without compromise at Geico.com.
Sunday on ESPN Radio. Team LeBron and Team Giannis go head-to-head in the NBA's 72nd NBA All-Star Game in Salt Lake City. The NBA All-Star Game. Coverage begins at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio. Presented by Indeed. Mike Greenberg.
James Bradbury just committed a penalty that cost his team the Super Bowl. And he was so great about it, owned up to it, and Juju Smith-Schuster has shriveled Bush League will always be Bush League. And you win and you lose with some element of class, and that must never change. And that is the unclassiest thing you could ever possibly do.
Greeny with Mike Greenberg. Weekday mornings at 10 Eastern on ESPN Radio. Plus, you can watch and listen on the ESPN app. Chris Canty and Chris Carlin are Canty and Carlin.
The Darkness Retreat. You're going to do that at like one of those hippie wellness centers, right? I wasn't surprised at all. It's nothing new. It's certainly something that I would completely expect from Aaron Rodgers. I decided I'm going to go online and I'm going to look up some of those experiences and I'm going to make you guess whether it's real or just some crap that I made up. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Cascade of the Stream. It is a flushing of the system that alleviates the effects of uromycetitis.
I'm going to say real.
That is crap. Uromycetitis is something from Seinfeld. Sound alchemy. Ultimate union of sound, healing, arts, and science come together to transform your body and mind. Real or crap?
I'm going to go real, but I'm not saying it with my chest.
That is correct.
I mean, after doing a week's worth of radio shows with you, I think I might need some sound alchemy.
You certainly would need the healing.
Canty and Carlin. Weekdays at 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. This is the Jordan Rising Stars on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
And the championship game of the Jordan Rising Stars coming down to it. Team Powell 16, Team Jokum 16. Mark Kestisher, PJ Carlissimo, Roz Golden-Woode with you here from Salt Lake City. Kevin Winter in the studio, our producer John Medani. The boss, Pete Saccone, with us all weekend. Al Rosenberg, Dave Sniff, our engineers. Glad to have everybody aboard here the next 3 nights in beautiful Salt Lake City.
Pau Gasol and Joakim Noah are really into this. They're up cheering for their team.
Tied game. Here's Alvarado from the corner, missing a 3. Mobley has position and grabs the rebound.
Jose Alvarado had a big first game, a little quieter this one.
Team Jokum with the ball. Pass to Grimes. Grimes right to the rim, lays it up, it hangs, and it goes through. Quentin Grimes with 14.
Grimes has really been impressive.
That's his first 2-pointer.
Yeah, it almost spun out. It was a layup.
4 triples in the game. Team Jokum 18-16 lead. We're playing at 25. Banchero into the corner. Nembhard. The Pacers rookie with Grimes. Good defender. Gets right up on him. Now to Alvarado. 7 to shoot. Floaters up. Floaters in. Jose Alvarado gets Team Jokum 5 points away.
So much for Alvarado being quiet.
Wrong team. That was Team Powell score. We're tied at 18. My apologies. 18-18 is the score. Giddey to Grimes and Alvarado. Good defender gets right up on him on the perimeter. Grimes gets free for a moment. Takes the 3. Misses it. Keegan Murray rebound.
Alvarado did a good job pressuring.
Team Powell up ahead. Barnes poked away by Mobley. Barnes keeps it, turns, puts it over the left shoulder and in.
2 of the best second-year players in the league going against each other. Cleveland Cavaliers and Toronto Raptors.
Team Powell 5 points away. Here's Jalen Williams, the OKC rookie. Circles around the basket to the top. Now takes Keegan Murray off the bounce. Floater baseline. No. Banchero the rebound. He and Team Powell leading 20-18. Banchero against Giddey. Takes him in the lane. Stripped of the ball. And he's fouled on his way to the basket. And Banchero will go to the free throw line.
That was shades of the highest score in the history of the NBA. Paolo Banchero, like LeBron James, just went to the rim. And he gets somebody on his side or shoulder. He just moves him out of the way and gets right to the lane.
He might end a streak of rookies of the year who were number 1 picks. If he hits the first, we have not had a number 1 pick be named rookie of the year since Ben Simmons.
Well, I think
it's on 5 cycles since.
At this point, he's got a leg up on it. Now, there's still about 25 games for every team remaining, and it's not easy when you have a team that's not near making it into the playoffs, but he's been the best player. Orlando's had some good wins. I mean, they're a tough out, night in and night out, and he's the main reason.
Hit the first free throw, hit the second free throw. Team Powell 3 points away from the title. 22-18 lead on Team Jokum. Here's Josh Giddey for Team Jokum. Great bounce pass to Jalen Williams, his teammate, who was fouled right at the cup. And all of Team Powell circling the fingers to say, Coach, here's a challenge for us.
Well, the lights are over there, but I suspect that's because this is the Jazz play their home games. I don't think they're going to come into play tonight.
Well, you were talking to the officials today. You know, say, hey, like you always say, if there's anything odd that happens, come on over. We don't expect anything odd to happen. at All-Star Weekend. Jalen Williams from Santa Clara, the rookie, buries the first. 22-19, Team Jokum down 6 points away from a win.
In both of the first two games, the semifinals, when the team got within 3, they came down firing 3-point shots. So we'll see what happens when they come across right here.
Williams hits both, 22-20, but Team Powell can win it on a 3. Alvarado into the front court. Alvarado dribbling. Alvarado on the left, gets to the corner, defended well by Grimes to Matherin. Matherin gets into the corner to Alvarado, floating 3 for the win is good! Jose Alvarado and Team Powell winning the Jordan Rising Stars.
No question, Jose Alvarado wanted to shoot it. Tried to get it the first time it wasn't open. Matherin tried to get it off too, and they were both closely contested. Alvarado made a tough shot. That defense was good. That was just better offense.
Alvarado had 13 points in the semifinal victory. He struggled. In fact, he was scoreless till late in this game, and he ends up with 5, including the game-winning 3, the second-year guard from the New Orleans Pelicans, undrafted 2 years ago, was a 4-year starter at Georgia Tech, went from 2-way contract to 4-year deal, known for his defense, comes up with the biggest offensive hit of the night, and as you pointed out, he was well guarded as he hit it.
They were looking to shoot it. There was no question coming across. They were going to take it. Neither he nor Ben Matherin were able to get off a good one initially, and then Jose, I would call it a highly contested shot. That's one of those you stand up. No. Great shot, Jose.
Team Powell, been a big day for Pau Gasol, named a finalist for the class of 23, Hall of Fame, and now he's the honorary coach for Team Powell in a victory. Julius Randle walks in front of us. He's going to be in the 3-point contest tomorrow.
And I tell you what, he should get some pointers from Quentin Grimes, his teammate, because boy, did he fill it up tonight.
Sabrina Ionescu from the New York Liberty, right?
And special assistant to University of Oregon basketball, Kelly Graves.
It's going to be a heck of a team in New York coming up this WNBA season.
Look out. We lost Stewie. I'm not happy about that. Brianna's decision to leave Seattle for New York, but you can understand why. Jaren Jackson Jr. in front of us.
The Memphis Grizzlies coming over to say hey to Mr. Carlissimo. We see you on Sunday. Jaren Jackson, going to be a first-time All-Star. 2 Memphis Grizzlies. Ja Morant in the game as well on Sunday.
I had the pleasure of coaching Jaren's father in Portland a few years ago.
You want to talk about, feeling old. Jabari Smith Jr., who was on Team Jokum, who lost, his dad, Jabari Sr., was on the floor the night LeBron James made his NBA debut. He was playing for the Sacramento Kings when LeBron won that game. So it's one torch passed to the next. That's what we're seeing tonight. And it's not just the high draft picks, as we talked about. Jose Alvarado, self-made with the New Orleans Pelicans, winning this Rising
Great
Stars
story.
Challenge.
Just shows what's possible. I got to coach in the rookie-sophomore game at that point. It was LeBron's first All-Star game, but he was in the sophomore game, second year. We actually led at the half. I had the rookies. We led at the half, and then he, Carmelo, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade in that class also. They all of a sudden just kicked it into a higher gear. It's one of the reasons we don't have the rookie-sophomore game anymore. I was 05 in Denver. First time LeBron played in the big game.
Well, they are getting ready for television, and TNT is going to have a presentation for Team Powell, the championship. We'll stand by. Roz will have an interview for us before we wrap up our first night here at All-Star Weekend. But Jose Alvarado has the game-winning 3. The Pelicans hit the All-Star break at 30-29, a host of teams with 28, 30, 31 losses, all in that 4-11 range. Should be fascinating, this sprint to the finish.
March is going to be unbelievable. It's going to be one of the best months we've had in the NBA in a long time. Who gets it? Quentin Grimes from the losing team or Jose Alvarado from the winning team?
A lot of times folks like to go with the winners, but Quentin Grimes would deserve it.
Without question. Either one would be a very deserving.
He was terrific here at Vivint Arena in Salt Lake City. We will have All-Star Saturday night, tomorrow night, skills competition. We hope the Adetokounmpo brothers are a part of the skills that will get us started. That
Giannis was able to coach today.
Apparently,
in the
he looked
celebrity
good
game.
coaching up at the Huntsman Center.
He's going to look good doing anything.
Yes. Well, everyone's hoping that he can participate.
I got a hunch the Adetokounmpos practiced in the summer. I didn't think they came back to get embarrassed and lose again.
That's
Giannis may have had them all there.
Well, it's just the start, and then, of course, the three-point competition, and then the slam dunk. And we saw a couple of guys.
I'll tell you what, Mac
McClung showed us his ups. Trey Murphy.
Oh, Murphy. Unbelievable.
That's one of the bigger questions, has the dunk lost its luster? You could say that year after year. Could we have bigger names? Yes, I think we could agree with that. We have all first-timers this year, clearly with a ton of athleticism. It comes down to making it on the first try. I mean, we've had some. What was the one up in Toronto?
Oh, boy.
Where we had Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon.
That was unbelievable.
Yeah.
That should have been a tie.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That should have been co-winners. They were unbelievable. But we're loaded field for the three-point. We got some of the tough players for the
Damian
three.
Lillard's going to be there. Jose Alvarado
They went with the winner, which is fine.
Jose Alvarado named the most valuable player. He's handed a crystal basketball in front of Team Pau. It's got to feel great for Alvarado, who's from Brooklyn, New York. Made his bones playing defense. The ACC's Defensive Player of the Year. They call him Grand Theft Alvarado. And tonight, they were putting him on on Quentin Grimes late, but it ended up to be Alvarado who came up with the offense and hit a highly contested triple to win this Jordan Rising Stars to get things underway with a flourish here in Salt Lake City.
Absolute worthy winner, as would Quentin Grimes have been. Quentin Grimes was more consistent 2 games, but I thought Alvarado was more spectacular in the first game, and he made the plays down the stretch to enable his team to win.
Yeah, right now, Alvarado being interviewed at center court. We will have our interview coming up in just a moment after they wrap up with television, but always a great. I like how they have tweaked the rules.
Yeah, I do too.
To Rising Stars. We've gone away from freshman, sophomore. We've added some G Leaguers, and we've gone to the target.
I'm not sure they shouldn't mix the G Leaguers in.
Yes.
I think it's better to mix the G Leaguers in than to have one. And
From a competitive standpoint.
They did a good job. They were competitive, but I think it would make it a little bit better. But they deserve to be in the game. I'm not sure that all of them playing together is the best thing, but the tweaks worked really well. I thought this was a very, very good Rising Stars.
Well, that's the one thing.
All kind of Hall of Famers here tonight.
We got
the great Spencer Haywood.
Spencer Haywood coming over. You know what's cool? We talked about how the only other All-Star game here, it's getting talked a lot, 1993, 30 years ago. But if you go back to 1973, the ABA All-Star Game was held in Salt Lake City at the old Salt Palace.
Salt Palace, up the street. Not
Dr.
that far.
J, Artis Gilmore, Larry Brown was coaching the Eastern Conference ABA All-Stars.
LB.
And that was big for Salt Lake City. I mean, it's smaller town. It's become a pretty big town. There's a lot of commerce here. There's a lot of tech here. The new owner, Ryan Smith of the Utah Jazz, is a big tech guy. This place is booming out here out west.
How about the job their young team is doing, led by Lowry Markkinen and Will Hardy doing a fantastic job. One of the 4 or 5 worthy candidates for Coach of the Year in the NBA at this point. You can't call it the halfway point anymore.
That's right. The nominal first half, but you're right. It's more of a 3/4 point. Utah got off to a great start, a surprising start considering the Donovan Mitchell trade. They have sunk below the top 10 at the All-Star break, but made some moves, and they got a ton of draft capital coming up.
Knocking at the door. Saw Danny Ainge this morning at Basketball Without Borders in their practice facility. Utah Jazz, 40 of the top young players from around the world here in the NBA-sponsored Basketball Without Borders, many of whom alumni played in this game or will play Sunday night in the big game.
Well, the MVP, Jose Alvarado, they've wrapped up the television postgame. He's taking some pictures right now with the crystal ball. He's meeting some fellow NBAers. Is that Brandon Ingram out there? I'm being screened right now. That
would make sense.
FBI
His teammate would be there.
He wants to hold the crystal ball. Roz is standing by. After that exchange. Yeah, that's Brandon. So a couple of Pelicans right now at center court here in Utah. And the one who doesn't get as much attention is Jose Alvarado, but he's the star of the show tonight, Roz.
Guys, I had to pull Jose away from Brandon Ingram. Zion is here lining up, waiting to talk to Jose. as he daps him up right now, Zion, how you?
I feel great. My boy called it. He said he was going to do it, and he delivered. Respect. Hey, gamer, go home.
What does it mean to you that so many teammates, former, current, are here and are just like, I want to show love to you in this moment as the MVP of the Rising Stars game?
Oh, man, it means a lot. You know, this is more than basketball to me, and that's just my brothers. You know, they're part of my family. And, you know, for them to come out, you know, take time out, you know, this is a long season basketball, to come out to see me play. And, you know, it's just an honor. You know, it's just a tremendous speechless, and I'm thankful they're here.
This is beautiful. There are players, your teammates are lined up. They roll deep. Brandon, possible! That's Brandon Ingram. Everybody's taking turns. Why do you think people are so happy for you? What is it about who you are as a person, a player, and a teammate?
I care. You know, I'm a big carer. I care for people. It's not about me. You know, it's about, you know, the organization, the team. I'm a human being at the end of the day. So I care about these guys. They're not just basketball players to me. So, you know, I think they think that they feel that energy, and they give me the same energy.
Speaking of energy, what was the energy that you felt stepping into that game-winning three-point shot that you hit?
Oh, no, I wanted it. I said I needed the ball, and they got me the ball, and I knew I was going to make it. So soon I could let it go.
You know, when you think about your career journey and all that you've done to be steady and be great in the league, and now to come to All-Star and win MVP at the Rising Stars game, what is the significance of this moment in your overall journey?
Oh, man, it's tremendous. I don't even know how to really explain it. You know, I got my family behind me, my brothers and my daughters and stuff. So this is something I'm gonna cherish for life, and man, this is special for me. You know, I know it's something different for me, but man, I'm happy. You know, I love it. You know, it's something that I can really say that I did before, and tell everybody anything is possible. You know, I wasn't that guy everybody looked up to, and I wasn't that guy everybody, you know, counted that I was gonna make it to the NBA. I'm in All-Star Weekend and I got MVP, so you know, I don't care about them no more.
That's so well said. I see the tears in your eyes. I see your family lining up. I think that's the beautiful way to leave this. Congratulations. I'm so happy for you, fellow New Yorker as well.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Guys, back to you.
Roz, that's Queens and Queens right there, right? That
Archbishop Malloy interviewing Christ the King.
Yes!
I didn't think you guys even talk to each other, Roz.
Yes, they're actually lining up a team photo. Families here. It's beautiful at half court. As I was interviewing Hosea, that's one of the most beautiful things I've seen. I was actually emotional as well. He needed to breathe through it, and he was tearing up at the eyes. His daughter's pulling at his leg, trying to hold the jersey. He's got superstars around him: Zion, Brandon Ingram, Pelican staff, GM. Everybody's here. This is what it's about, guys.
Yep, that's a very cool moment for Jose Alvarado, undrafted to the MVP of the Jordan Rising Stars on the 60th birthday of Michael Jordan, and Team POW gets us rolling, PJ, into the weekend and off to the skills competitions tomorrow night.
Well, Friday night was really impressive. I like the lineup for Saturday. I got the work cut out to be better than this was tonight.
We'll have the Kia Skills Challenge, the Adetokumbos against Team Jazz and the Team Rookies. We'll have the Starry three-point contest led by some big names. Jason Tatum's in the field. Damian Lillard is in the field. And then we'll wrap it up with the AT&T Slam Dunk. And, of course, on Sunday, we'll wrap up the weekend with the main draw, the 72nd NBA All-Star Game. But the Jordan Rising Stars goes to Team POW. They beat Team Joachim in the championship. Jose Alvarado of the Pelicans, the game-winning three and the most valuable player. For PJ Carlissimo, Roz Gold Unwoode, our producer, John Medani, Pete Saccone, the boss, with us in Utah all weekend long. Glad to have him. Our engineers, Al Rosenberg and Dave Sniff. I'm Mark Kestisher. That'll do it for now from Salt Lake, as we send it to Kevin Winter in the studio with the postgame show.
All right, everyone. Great job tonight. The NBA on ESPN Radio has been presented by Indeed. Looking for quality candidates this year? Look no further than Indeed. Their new video interview tool takes the hassle out of virtual hiring. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Before we go any further, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to the Jordan Rising Stars on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Want to thank all of you who logged on to our Twitter account at NBA on ESPN Radio, at ESPN Radio, and voted in the AutoZone in the Zone poll question. 43% of you said Team Powell would be the team to get it done and win the Jordan Rising Stars. Lo and behold, you were right. Highlights of how they did it are next. This is the Jordan Rising Stars on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app.
With groceries and housing costs at an all-time high, you're probably looking for new ways to cut costs in the new year. Like no more trips, restaurants, movies, basically no more fun. There's a better solution. With Rocket Money, you can track your spending, cancel unwanted subscriptions, and lower your bills. Users save an average of $720 a year. With Rocket Money, you can get your finances back in black, so you don't have to stop doing everything you love to do. To learn more, go to rocketmoney.com/gameday or download the Rocket Money app from the Apple app or Google Play stores.
The basketball and hockey seasons are heating up. Baseball is just around the corner, and nothing beats seeing your favorite team live. Not only does Vivid Seats have great ticket prices, they're also the official ticketing partner of ESPN. And with Vivid Seats rewards, when you buy 10 tickets, you get the 11th free. Download the app or visit vividseats.com today. Vivid Seats. Life happens live. Receive a reward credit equal to the average price of the 10 tickets purchased, excluding taxes, fees, and processing costs. See vividseats.com/rewards for terms and conditions.
Shopify presents cool sheets from AHA to lying awake while you bake isn't cool. I suffered from the wrong kind of hot in bed, heat-induced insomnia. That was my aha moment. Bed sheets that keep you cool. Then I thought, how do I even sell bed sheets? That's when I had the idea that made it all possible, signing up on Shopify. With the help of Shopify's intuitive online store creator, I started selling sustainable bamboo sheets that keep cool year-round. And my cool idea became a reality. Hot sleepers around the world rejoice. Shopify makes it simple to keep your cool while starting and growing your business. Start selling with Shopify today and join the commerce platform powering millions of businesses worldwide. From AHA to anything is possible.
This is Possibility, powered by Shopify. Start selling online today. Sign up for a free trial at shopify.com/play. Shopify.com/play.
This copyrighted broadcast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
This is the Jordan Rising Stars on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
And tonight's game flow brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career path with flexibility and great pay and benefits? Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today. So this is a bit of a test run, as it is each and every All-Star Friday night for the Elam ending. Remember, the Elam ending will not only take place tonight like it did, it will also cap off the 72nd NBA All-Star game coming up on Sunday night between Team LeBron and Team Giannis. Their fourth quarter will have a target score of 24. Add 24 to whatever the score is at the end of 3, and there's your target score for the higher team. That's how that Elam ending works. Tonight, games 1 and 2, which were the semifinal games. Here are the Jordan Rising Stars. Team Powell against Team Darren. They had a target score of 40. Team Powell wins 40-25. Same target score for semifinal number 2. Team Joakim Noah takes care of the G League team, which was Team Jason, 40-32. In the nightcap, which was our championship, Team Powell against Team Joakim.
Alvarado into the front court. Alvarado dribbling. Alvarado on the left, gets to the corner, defended well by Grimes to Matherin. Matherin gets into the corner to Alvarado, floating three for the win is good! Jose Alvarado and Team Powell winning the Jordan Rising Stars.
All right, getting it done. Play the game brought to you by Grainger with supplies and solutions for every industry. Grainger is always there to help. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Final score 25-20. Your target score was 25 here in the championship round. And Jose Alvarado, 13 points in the semis, 5 in the title game. He was named your Jordan Rising Stars MVP. That'll do it for us. Freddie and Fitzsimmons is coming up next. Don't forget it. We're back with you tomorrow night as NBA All-Star Weekend continues. We have coverage of State Farm All-Star Saturday night, beginning at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. The Kia Skills Challenge, the Starry three-point contest, and the AT&T Slam Dunk will be with you tomorrow night beginning at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Congratulations to Team Pau Gasol. They have won the Jordan Rising Stars. We're off and running here at NBA All-Star Weekend. This is the NBA on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. We'll talk to you on Saturday night.
Forgotten First with Keyshawn Johnson.
Woody Strode grew up in Los Angeles and was a football and track star at Jefferson High, not far from where Kenny Washington went to Lincoln High. The two would eventually play together at UCLA, the first two black players for the Bruins football team. Strode would almost certainly have been a high draft pick, but he was shut out at playing in the NFL because no black players were in the league. After 3 seasons in the CFL, Strode returned to Los Angeles and went on to an incredibly diverse career in the entertainment business. And Strode went on to star in dozens of movies. He earned a Golden Globe nomination in the famed movie Spartacus, and he played a critically acclaimed role in famed director John Ford's Sergeant Rutledge. Strode worked in movies almost to his death at the age of 80. And if you've seen any of the Toy Story movies, know that Woody Pride, played by Tom Hanks, is named after Woody Strode.
Black History Always. Celebrating Black History Month on ESPN Radio. Marvel Studios' Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania arrives in a game-changing must-see.
Ready?
Ready. Critics are calling it truly exhilarating.
You're not the one with the hammer. It's Thor. We get confused a lot. Similar body types.
It's jaw-dropping and unexpected.
He's a monster who thinks he's a god.
I am Kang! Experience the next chapter of the Marvel Universe. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Rated PG-13. May be inappropriate for children under 13. In theaters everywhere now. Sunday on ESPN Radio. The spotlight turns to the NBA's best.
Here comes Showtime with the hammer. Antetokounmpo rocks the rim.
Team LeBron and Team Giannis go head-to-head in the NBA's 72nd NBA All-Star Game in Salt Lake City.
James 3, left side. That's good. LeBron James.
The NBA All-Star Game, presented by Indeed. Coverage begins Sunday at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio. You can also listen on the ESPN app and on your smart speaker.
You're going to see probably the biggest movement within that tightly compacted, 3 through 10 seeds by the Phoenix Suns over the next couple of weeks as Durant to his form. Now that's going to take a little bit of, I think, the cohesion factor to come in to fruition there for Phoenix, because you have a piece that is so ball dominant, but with the ability now to not make Chris Paul have to give you the offense that you maybe would have needed from him in years past, even including in their run to the finals a couple of years ago. He's going to be much more refreshed, I think, come the postseason. And that's always been the biggest concern with CP3, is that he ultimately gets, a little dinged up come the postseason. So I like Phoenix to continue to climb. I just have a hard time buying into the Clippers because we just don't get to see them play all of their players at one time. If Kawhi and if Paul George are on the court with all those additional pieces they added at the trade deadline, I think a lot of people are falling in love with what the Clippers ceiling could be. The Kings continue to be sort of one of those anomalies to what we thought the expectations would be in the West this year.